Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees a release of the Disney animated adventure Raya and the Last Dragon hitting store shelves, along with the live-action animation comedy Tom and Jerry, the movie, the A24 drama Minari, plus a lot, and I mean a lot of 4K love, upgrade love this week, dare I say. You have the college comedy classic from 1978, Animal House, the 1973 crime drama, The Sting, and let's not forget the 1993 Arnold Schwarzenegger action epic, The Last Action Hero. Oh, boy, that's one we've all been wanting on 4K, isn't it? And that is not all, though, guys, because Scream Factory / Shout Factory is releasing some very interesting titles. The 1980 horror flick He Knows You're Alone, the 1981 horror film Eyes of a Stranger, and the sports comedy from 1986 starring Goldie Hawn, Wildcats. Oh, that takes me back, baby. Plus much, much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart, and look at this. It's filled to the brim. Damn. Honestly, this is the way it should be, like, all the time, every single week when I come in here. I mean, honestly, come on, guys. I mean, most of it is older releases, not much new stuff, but come on, it is still filled, so you gotta give them that, right? However, there is a few things worth showing off. I do see it, guys, so all hope isn't lost. Well, depending on what you think of this next movie. The Blu-ray digital of Tom and Jerry, the movie, for... Okay, well, there is no prices, but they might have been busy. Maybe the printer is out of ink. Maybe they're still waiting on the tags. Who knows, guys? But they at least have it. And the DVD digital as well. Tom and Jerry, baby. So, I got a chance to watch this thing on Amazon Prime, okay? And, you know, look, I'm not gonna lie. I have an HBO Max subscription. I didn't watch Tom and Jerry when it hit on HBO Max. I don't know why. I should have, because I paid to watch this damn movie, and fuck my life. God damn, man. Okay, basically what this is about, in a nutshell, is Tom and Jerry are, you know, basically hilarious adversaries who... one wants to survive, the other one takes him out because it's a cat, right? You know, cat wants to take out a mouse, and it's sort of the hilarious hijinks that ensue from there. However, Jerry decides, hey, he wants to live in a nice hotel, right? I mean, what's wrong with living in a nice hotel? You get the room service, and, you know, hey, you got the nice digs to yourself. However, some complications are kind of going on. There's a big old Instagram-style wedding that's happening, and Chloe Grace Moretz is trying to get a job, and she's trying to get rid of the vermin problem to keep her job, and she employs, who else? Tom, to take care of the vermin problem. Yeah, the guy that keeps getting outwitted by the mouse. Great. Oh, Lord. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I guess I'm just a so-so fan of Tom and Jerry. I was never really hyped on them as characters. It wasn't really my thing. I was more of a Looney Tunes guy. I was focusing on other ones, Hanna-Barbera, not really Tom and Jerry exactly. So it wasn't really my thing with the Tom and Jerry cartoon stuff. I liked it enough, but it wasn't like something I would go to all the time when I was a kid. But I can understand why kids would. But when they were making a live-action Tom and Jerry movie, I kind of sat there and wondered why. Is Tom and Jerry still such a popular item in kids' society today that it warrants being made into a live action animation type of movie? Does it really warrant it? And I honestly don't really know, but they decided to do it however. I mean, good luck to them, I suppose. But as I was watching the movie, I'm not gonna lie, guys, there was a lot of times when I was watching it and a lot of the jokes felt really flat. The Tom and Jerry hijinks, yeah, it's kind of fun at times, but it gets tired really quickly. And also, the forced live action comedy with Chloe Grace Moretz in the hotel and the quirky characters and the hijinks of, like, you know, trying to keep this crazy Instagram wedding going and you know, oh, she might get caught that she's a phony and she's a fake and she's not really meant to get this job, and oh boy, the hilarious hijinks, oh baby. It doesn't really work, to be honest with you. And I think another problem with this movie is that a lot of cartoons, especially back in the day when I was a kid, was about 20 to 30 minutes, give or take, because that was really the attention span of kids for the most part. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was really the truth. And to stretch a movie into something that's longer than an hour and a half is really rough, because it gets tired very quickly, the jokes get boring, and even as an adult, I just sat there being like, okay, what's next here? Like, what else are we doing? Yeah, this is a cool little scene where Jerry beats the shit out of Tom, but I can only see so much of that until I'm like, okay, can we do something a little bit more interesting, creative, a little bit more fun? And they just go back to the same old hijinks over and over and over and over. And, I mean, here's the thing about it. What is this movie about exactly? I mean, what crowd is this for? I mean, is it for the kids crowd? Because I'm not gonna lie, it has like this weird, like, Instagram style couple that's doing this big elaborate wedding, and then there's the drama of this chick's ring getting lost and the stuff going on with that, and the hotel managers and you know, the crazy weird hijinks that they're going on trying to, like, see whether she's real or a phony. There's a lot of stuff going on, but are kids really into that? I mean, then again, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I don't know what kids are up to these days. Maybe they are Instagramming. I mean, when I was, you know, a young kid's age, then again, Instagram wasn't around, but I mean, I wasn't doing anything like that stuff. I didn't think I was, whatever. So, I mean, that doesn't really seem like something that kids would be into, but is it for adults? I mean, if you're looking for nostalgia, Tom and Jerry stuff, you can rewatch the cartoons and everything. I mean, it could be maybe a one-time watch for nostalgia lovers of Tom and Jerry, but as far as, like, a movie that you're going to go back to over and over again, I don't really think Tom and Jerry is that. I don't. I mean, I think the jokes fall flat. I think the crazy, insane comedy, I think, has been done better with Looney Tunes. I think it's more creative. I think here it gets stale very quickly. And the whole human characters, they try to make them really colorful and as like, very animated as almost the animated characters themselves, but that doesn't really come across to me. It just comes off as kind of lame and just sort of grasping at straws. Yeah, I gotta admit, this thing was a real, I don't think it was a bore fest, but it just was painfully unfunny. How would I say if I were to recommend it to somebody? I mean, if you're an old school fan of Tom and Jerry, but I think you could do better than this movie. Gotta say, as far as laughs go, Tom and Jerry, yeah, I think somebody needs to lay the Acme hammer on their asses. And then, a much far superior movie to Tom and Jerry, dare I say, Raya and the Last Dragon, the Blu-ray, DVD, digital, and the DVD only, for no tags yet again, guys. Sorry about that one. But hey, at least I got to watch this movie on Amazon Prime. Now, it was kind of a shame because Disney Plus put this movie on their platform and they were charging people $30+ to watch Raya and the Last Dragon. And I thought that was really terrible. I wasn't going to pay $30 for a movie like this. Certain movies I'll pay the $30 for, and then other ones I'd rather not. And this was one of those ones that I was on the fence about and decided not to really pay the $30 for. Now I believe it's actually coming on to the regular Disney Plus, I believe the beginning of June, I imagine, somewhere around there. So you can definitely watch it there, finally. But come on, you want the physical copy. Let's be real, guys. But I'm actually so glad that I finally got to watch this thing because it is absolutely amazing, man. This is a fantastically well-made movie with really imaginative characters, a wonderful plot, so well executed, man. Basically what this movie is about is it's about Rhea and her people in this huge sort of almost like vast landscape of different communities where there's a battle that's going on with these sort of creatures that turn people to stone. And the dragon community is trying to stop them, but of course they unfortunately fail. And before all hope is lost, one dragon ends up creating this sort of like magical orb that ends up repelling these evil creatures away. Unfortunately, now the dragons are no longer around, and all there's left is this orb, and basically all these different factions and these different groups are trying to steal the orb away and take it for themselves. And when they finally try to do that, it's kind of separates itself, right? And suddenly now, because it's separated, the magic is not as good, and these evil creatures come back, and the landscape turns into a wasteland, and now it's basically just all hope is lost. But there's one girl who's willing to risk it all to try to keep hope alive, and that's Rhea. I gotta admit, guys, I went into this movie, I don't know if I went into this movie skeptical, because it's Disney. I know they do a lot of really great, wonderful animated movies, so it's not that I was skeptical. I just thought there's a lot of really wonderful Disney movies out there. How is this one going to stack up, man? And boy, does it stack up really well. First of all, the animation is absolutely stunning. It is gorgeous, and I mean truly gorgeous, man. My eyeballs were like stunned at the quality. And I can only imagine on Blu-ray or 4K how wonderful this is going to look. It's going to look amazing. It's absolutely stunning. I actually think the characters are really great. I like the idea of these different factions of people coming from different communities, believing in different things, coming together for the betterment of the world to try to keep hope alive. And then the other ones who are trying to basically have their own intentions and their own sort of greed and trying to justify it within their own means, and not realizing that what they're doing is actually killing hope and not really keeping it alive. And it's kind of interesting, the idea of the dragon being hope, and how society just needs to believe in one another and trust in one another, and they can accomplish great things. That's an awesome message to have in this movie, and I think it's delivered spot on as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely spot on, man. And I love Rhea herself, really a tough, take charge chick who's had a lot of tragedy in her life, but yet is still persevering, is still trying to keep humanity alive and trying to believe in the good of others. Again, all of this is a really great message. I think it's a great stuff for kids. I think it's a great movie for adults. Sometimes animated movies are a little too goofy for adults. It feels like a little too childish, but this one has enough of a balance where it has a lot of, the childish themes and some great messaging, but it also has a lot of really great adult themes to it. And I think it's something that definitely adults would absolutely relate to. This is an awesome, awesome movie, guys. No lie, this is absolutely amazing, fantastic. And I feel really bad because when Disney Plus charged the $30+ for this movie, I was really perplexed as to why, because it's an unknown movie, it's an original film, it's not a sequel, it's not a remake or anything like that. And don't you want to get as many people to watch this movie as possible? I mean, yes, you want to make a profit, I understand that, but putting it behind a $30 paywall, it doesn't make much sense to me, because I think a lot of people didn't get a chance to see this, and I think a lot of people didn't want to pay the extra money on top of the Disney Plus subscription. So I think they just said, screw it, we're not going to watch this thing. And I think a lot of people missed out on this movie, including myself. But now with it being on physical, I'm hoping more people find this movie, because it is really one of the better Disney animated movies to come out in a while, man. It's really inventive. It's amazingly well done. The animation is fantastic. And I think that it's a really great movie to show kids and adults alike. I think it's absolutely beyond awesome. Really, really amazing film. So glad I got a chance to watch it. And if you haven't watched Raya and the Last Dragon yet, man, please. I can't say I'm always a Disney lover of movies, but when a Disney movie really hits, it really does. And Raya and the Last Dragon really hits. Well, speaking of releases that, well, they finally have this week, guys. They have The Marksman, thank God. I know some of you really like this movie. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I don't know. I just think that there's better Liam Neeson action movies out there. The Taken franchise is one of them. I mean, Darkman, The Gray. I don't know. Some of these later ones that Liam Neeson has done, I haven't been a big fan of, but he is Liam Neeson, so I kind of give him a pass a little bit, because I love Liam Neeson so much, damn it. They do have that. They also end up having the Blu-ray digital of Justice Society and also the DVD, which we didn't see last week, and we didn't see it because it was a Walmart exclusive. So if you're only looking for the DVD of Justice Society, it is here for $14.96. And by the way, this is a really, really great DC animated movie. It really is, man. I like the alternate timeline, sort of the World War II setting. I actually think it's actually really cool, man. Justice Society, World War II, actually really good, man. Not half bad. They also have the DVD of Land with Robin Wright. Again, a really solid drama. Really like this one a lot. Robin Wright, excellent in the acting and the directing department. If you like a good drama, coming to terms with things in your life, Land's pretty good, man. I would give that one a look for sure. They also end up having the Blu-ray DVD digital of The Mauritanian and the DVD as well. Again, I talked about this last week, but it's such a really fantastic movie, really well done. And just the fact of this was just a wild true story of this dude and all the struggles that they had to deal with in Guantanamo Bay. It's a powerful movie, man. You guys got to check that out. That's really well done. They also have the 20th anniversary edition of Shrek on DVD for $9.96. And actually, I gotta admit, I actually really like this cover more than the 4K cover. I just like all of them there in like almost like a portrait setting. I actually think that's really nice. Just a better looking cover overall. I mean, if you weren't interested in the 4K and just wanted to go with the DVD, Shrek is worth it no matter what format, because it's a really, really amazing, funny animated movie, man. God, I can't believe it's been 20 years. Damn, I'm old. They also have The Legend of High that they just got in this week. Oh, they also have Send It Bro. I talked about this last week, man, but what a weird movie, man. It kind of reminds me of Back to the Beach or Rad, but those movies must be so much better. I mean, Annette Funicello or Denise Richards. I'm sorry, guys. I'm taking Annette Funicello. They got that. They also end up having the 4K of Saw. Very nice, man. They don't have the price on this, but it's really nice to see them having the 4K of Saw, man. What a really, really great, wonderful movie. And I know a lot of people are doing retrospectives on the Saw films now because of Spiral Out and everything. But I gotta admit, man, Saw is one of the best. It's just really imaginative, and it's clever, and the ending stuns you. I mean, it's kind of interesting because Saw was so good. Did everything after that fall flat, or was Saw just so good? I mean, I love a lot of the Saw sequels, so I think they're equally as good, but I just think sort of the wow factor will never be as good as the first Saw. But I just love the whole idea of Jigsaw and the puppet and such iconic stuff in the horror genre now that you can't even think that it wouldn't be in our lives as horror movie lovers. That's just how iconic Saw has become, man. Wow, fantastic stuff, man. That, and actually not bad stuff this week overall. Actually pretty good. I mean, most of it from last week, but hey, we do have some new release love, so you can't say they didn't have anything, because they definitely did. I wonder if they have anything else worth checking out. And then over in the franchise section, they actually changed it up a little bit, guys. They actually did. Looks like some interesting stuff I hadn't seen yet. They have these new slipcover editions of these very interesting editions here. They have all three of the John Wicks, Hitman's Bodyguard, Robin Hood, Angel Has Fallen, the 3-film collection of Escape Plan, and Anna. This has got to be like something for like Father's Day or something, right? Like some interesting slipcover editions for like the dads out there, because most of these are like action flicks, I would imagine. I mean, they look absolutely really cool though, man. Look at that. I love that with sort of like the greenish blue hue with like Keanu Reeves' busted face. Oh, look at that. That's cool, man. That's really awesome. Wow. John Wick Chapter 2 with the like the red orange color. Oh, look at that. Dude, these look really cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very vivid looking. Like really catches the eye, man. Yo, I love all the John Wicks, man. They're like some of the best action stuff, man. They also have the Hitman's Bodyguard. Actually, a really solid movie. Great action comedy, man. Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds are really great together, man. And honestly, I cannot wait for the new movie, because I think that's going to be really good. Well, let's hope it's going to be good, man. This was a really solid film, man. Then they have Robin Hood with Taron Egerton. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I don't care how good the slip is. It doesn't polish a turd. I'm serious. It's not a good Robin Hood movie, okay? I mean, let's be real. It's never going to beat the Costner movie, Prince of Thieves. It's just not going to do it, okay? Hell, it can't even beat Robin Hood Men in Tights, for goodness sake. It's not a good Robin Hood movie. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm in the minority. I don't like this one, man. Good slip, but definitely don't polish a turd. That's for damn sure. I also have Angel Has Fallen. Nice. I got to admit, I do like the Fallen series so far. Angel Has Fallen is probably my least favorite of all of the Fallen movies. My favorite probably is the first one. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan overall of Gerard Butler. He's good as an action guy, but he's sort of like second tier action guy. He's never going to be good as Keanu or some of those other ones. He's decent. It's a good series, but it's not great either. But actually a nice slip though. They have that. They also have the 3-film collection of Escape Plan with Stallone. Looking badass, baby. I like the lighter blue for this one, with sort of the ambers there. Nice. I gotta admit to you guys, the only good Escape Plan movie is really the first one. Truth be told, it really is, guys. I mean, the second one and the third one are really just crappy straight to DVD action movies. that don't really hold up all that well. I mean, the first one is so good. Schwarzenegger teaming up with Stallone. They're in this sort of like almost like lockup style setting. It's cool, man. But that's all you really need, though. But actually, for $6.96 though for all three, not half bad, man. And then you have finally Anna, and I actually like that, dude. That's a nice cover. And I do have to admit, Anna is decent. It's not the best action movie, but it has sort of shades of La Femme Nikita to me at times. I like sort of the heroine, I like the twists and turns, I like the mysteries, the action is pretty cool. So there is stuff to like here, but not as good as La Femme Nikita, but still has some of those vibes to it. Not bad, man. Not bad overall for a little Anna love. But those are actually really cool, man. Not gonna lie, those are actually really sweet. I don't always dig slipcovers like that, but these ones with the colors and everything actually look pretty darn cool. Not bad. And then just below it, Fast and Furious love, man. Look at that. Not bad. Now you know that the next movie is like right around the corner, because when that happens, you start to get all of these sort of exclusive slipcovers and steelbook editions. You get all of that stuff, man. You know a new movie is like right on the way, because like they're reminding people of the franchise, saying, hey, you want a new edition of Fast and Furious, don't you? Oh, you do. They're trying to entice you guys, and why not with some slipcover love? Hey, it's worked before, so nice. Fast and Furious. And they got sort of the names there. Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Tyrese, Eva Mendes, okay, Lucas Black, and Bow Wow. I'm sorry. Are you really enticing the Fast and Furious lovers by putting Bow Wow's name on the top? No. No, you're not, man. Oh, man. You are definitely not, man. They have that. They have the fourth Fast and the Furious film, which I got to admit, I actually really love this movie. Not many people really talk about the fourth Fast and the Furious movie. They talk about, you know, how bad the third one is or the second one, which, by the way, I don't think they're as bad as people say they are. I kind of like them, but not many people talk about the fourth one, and I do really like the fourth one. It's sort of a nice sort of back to basics Fast and Furious movie, which I really did enjoy, man. And it had a great setup for what Fast 5 was going to be, which is absolutely phenomenal, man. Fast 5 is one of the best in the Fast and Furious franchise, that's for damn sure. And come on, it introduces The Rock. The Rock versus Vin Diesel. He's gonna lay the smackdown on his candy ass. I love that. Fast and Furious 6, which was actually pretty decent. I did like that one. It wasn't half bad. Furious 7, I really did enjoy. I thought it was a pretty solid film. And actually, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought that this movie should have been the end of the Fast and Furious franchise, especially after Paul Walker's death. I thought it was a nice, really send-off for the character. I would have liked for it to finally end. I thought Statham was a really great bad guy. I just kind of felt like with Paul Walker gone, they should have said it's done, but they didn't. They kept on going. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to you guys. But I thought it would have been a nice little fitting end for the series if they ended here. But, you know, money talks, bullshit walks, and so we had to get more, man. And that is the fate of the Furious. And by the way, why? I mean, you have Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham here, but why isn't Charlize Theron? Why isn't her name on here? I mean, she's a big enough actress. Why wouldn't you put her name on here? Doesn't make any sense to me. The Fate of the Furious is a decent Fast and Furious movie. I wouldn't say it's the best one to me. I mean, it's got some crazy balls-out action to it, which is really phenomenal. And it's actually the movie that got us to the spin-off with The Rock and Statham, which actually is really, really solid. So there is something good that did come out of this movie. The character of Charlize Theron, the bad guy, Cypher, I think her name is, she's an okay bad guy. She's not the best of the bad guys. As far as like the Fast and Furious franchise, kind of weak sauce, but I mean the movie overall is pretty good, man. And if you want like balls out crazy action, Fate of the Furious is pretty damn good, man. Not bad, man. Some Fast and Furious love. All 8 movies right here, baby. Man, this is like millions and billions of dollars worth of like crazy wild action and actors in these things. I mean, my God, man. How the series has evolved over time is fucking nuts, man. I mean, it started out with like just the most simplest of a movie. Hot babes, cool cars, and sort of like a detective undercover thing. And then it goes into like crazy wild action, like CIA, assassins, spies, crazy nefarious hackers. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, this thing just went all over the place, man. But I gotta admit, I love the Fast and the Furious franchise. How crazy and ridiculous it is, it kind of warms my heart. Not gonna lie, guys. I don't know if the slipcovers would intrigue me to sort of rebuy it, but if you're DVD lovers and you haven't picked any of this up yet, I mean, they're $5. That's not bad. And most of the stuff up here is $5 as well. So it's actually pretty good deals and some pretty cool slipcovers as well. And you guys know I love my slipcovers, right? I mean, who doesn't? Not bad this week. Not bad at all, man. Some really cool, interesting additions to show off. Dare I say, Walmart actually did their job this week. Weird. I don't rarely ever say that. All right. Let's head out. So look, they are missing a lot this week, okay? There is none of the newer 4K upgrades that came out this week, and a lot of the new releases, yeah, they ain't here, guys. Only a couple of the main new releases and some interesting slips and new additions to entice all you movie lovers to rebuy. Don't they always do that? But yeah, some interesting stuff, dare I say, and a lot of the releases from last week finally here this week. But we've come to expect that anyways, guys. But still, I kind of think that Walmart, at least this Walmart, kind of delivered. Because let's be real, this Walmart, at times, kind of is on the lower end. A lot of times, they're a little bit not so impressive. And at least the shelves are really full. At least there's some interesting additions to show off. And at least some of the new releases to check out. Not a big win, a little win. But I'll definitely take it, guys. That's for damn sure. Hey, something is better than nothing, and when it comes to this Walmart, hey, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying, guys? Hey, there was some cool stuff to check out, and that's all I expect. And if I get that, I'm a happy camper, and overall, I'm a happy camper. I would have liked more, but hey, that's always a physical media lover's dream, isn't it? You always want more. But that's not always what we get. But hey, I will take it, and with this Walmart, I'll settle. Alright, guys, some interesting stuff worth checking out this week for sure, at least here. Let's hope more movie goodness to come. Alright, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I just want to quickly talk to you guys about something. So I was reading this article, and they talk about this new company that's going to be putting out high-end UHD Blu-ray players. The company is called Revon. And basically, this article just talks about how fans have been disappointed by some of these companies, stopped making the players, and Revon is sort of a welcome addition to the overall player market. Now, I'm sort of reading this, and I'm not gonna lie, like, these additions of players that this company is putting out soon, it's gonna be a pretty penny, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's like $1,000 to $2,000. Really, I'm serious, man. Holy shit. It seems like it's gonna be a really great high-end Ultra HD Blu-ray player. I mean, it's going to have all the great specs. A lot of people say, from what I'm reading here, that it's the same as like Oppo or something. Like, it's very similar, and that it could become one of the best high-end players, which is amazing, which is absolutely fantastic, man. I mean, to be fair, physical media, and I say this as a physical media enthusiast, is slowly but surely losing interest from a lot of people. And a lot of these companies, whether it's Oppo or even Samsung, when Samsung announced that they were leaving the player market, that they were getting out of that business, a lot of people are like, wow, this is the end. I mean, if Samsung is getting out of it, then that, you know, that everyone else is going to follow. Thankfully, that hasn't happened. I mean, you still have Sony that is very, very much backing up physical media. I mean, in their PlayStation 5, they pretty much put in a 4K player so that you could play 4K discs. So they're still very much supporting the actual format at this point, which is amazing. But you have to ask yourself, there is going to come a time when, is the support going to end? I mean, are we 100% guaranteed a few years down the road that when PlayStation 6 comes out that they're just going to say we're just going to get rid of the discs? And how long are some of these other companies going to stick around? It's very interesting because, you know, I've always talked to you guys about how, you know, formats live and die on the accessibility of the formats and the idea of price points and, you know, how easy it is that these people would want to get into physical media and whether or not it's cost effective for them to do it. And I think these companies probably think the exact same way about it. And seeing a new player within these companies putting out some more like Blu-ray players and ultra high def players is only a good thing because that means that there is still interest to do it. Because let's be real, I mean, Samsung is a huge player. When they ended, you said to yourself, that's it, we're done. I mean, if Samsung is leaving, then everyone else was going to follow. And thankfully, people have sort of still stuck on. I'm not going to lie, I don't really buy a player a lot of times, guys. I mean, I have my Blu-ray player for my room, for the living room. I have a region-free player, and I have a 4K player. That's all I have, and they are in great order. I keep them in great shape, and I don't really need anything else. I don't buy a lot of players a lot of times, and I think a lot of people don't go out of their way to buy players all the time. I just don't think they do. Once you have a player, you pretty much have it. It's yours. You don't go out of your way to buy it like multiple times a year. At least I don't. But I think as long as there's companies that are still interested in it, that means that the formats are going to continue. Look, DVD still reigns supreme. Blu-ray still has a little ways to go to catch up. Well, actually a lot of ways to go. But they are slowly but surely catching up. 4K has a long ways to go, okay? And I think, again, it's the consumer market of availability, price point, and, again, the 4K players. Because the 4K players, yes, they are going down in price, but they're still a hefty price. And for a lot of people who might be on the fence about going to another format, price matters. It really honestly does. And so I would caution a company like Revon. I'm glad they're coming into the competition. I am so happy that they are. But just understand that the market is very niche. People are only willing to pay a certain amount of price for certain things, especially with players. Yes, they want high-end quality, but they want it for a good price. So know your market, know your base, and know that there's only so much leniency that you have to go with when it comes to pricing and whether people are going to go out of their way to buy these things. It's not like 10 years ago or 15 years ago when the market was absolutely crazy. Prices could go for mad money and people would buy it. That's not these days anymore. Those days are long gone. You got to think about that. But as long as there's companies that are still interested in putting out players, as long as we still have heavy hitters like Sony around, then the formats will stay alive. I hate to say it, if Sony leaves the game and some of these other ones, that is going to spell doom. So as long as we still support physical media, as long as we still support these players and these companies still putting out new tech to support the Blu-ray and the 4K players, then it will continue. But again, it matters on customer base, price point, and again, the interest. As long as the interest is there, the products will still be there. If not, it's just going to be a little rough of a go. And I gotta admit, physical media is already a niche as it is. How far more would have, how far more of a niche will it be if some of these companies really just let go of the players? And by the way, if that happens, the price points on eBay and everything skyrocket, skyrocket. I guarantee you. More competition means that they can lower the prices and still give you good quality. If they were to let some of these companies go with physical media and not put out any more players, that means that prices would skyrocket and it just would be a feeding frenzy. It would be nuts. Look, I'm all for competition, especially if it keeps the formats alive. I want to know what you think about this. I'm really curious, man. But in the meantime, it is a plentiful week. We saw a little bit of it at Walmart, but maybe we might see more at Target. Possibly. You never know. But how about we go in and check it out? All right, everybody. We are in at Target. And actually, pretty good. They definitely stocked up, man. That's for damn sure. Not bad. And the first thing I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Raya and the Last Dragon for $24.99. The DVD only for $19.99. They also have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital with the slip for $29.99. Because I actually noticed, guys, that the Blu-ray DVD Digital, even at Walmart, didn't come with a slip, and now over at Target as well. So I have a feeling that the Blu-ray is just not coming with the slip, and only the 4K is. So that's where I'm sort of guessing that is at this point. But then you also get the only at Target 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital exclusive for $34.99. And I actually really like this because I'm noticing that the Blu-ray and the DVD are the same in the artwork department, but the 4K and the Target exclusive are different, and I actually really like that. I like the different sets of artwork. It just makes it stand out a little bit more, makes it be more unique. I kind of like it. If I had to say my favorite of the artworks here, it would definitely have to be the regular 4K. I just like her there with the silhouette of the dragon in the background. I really like that one. But they are all pretty good artwork regardless, man. But let's check out this Target exclusive. With the limited edition lithograph. Whoa, really? And exclusive illustrations. Nice, look at that. Oh, that's cool. Nice little exclusive from Target for Raya and the Last Dragon. I didn't really know whether we were actually going to get exclusives for Raya. I was hoping, because it's Disney, but since it went straight to streaming, I was a little hesitant whether we would. I'm so glad though, man. This is a really cool, man, with a lithograph and different artwork. Nice. Not a bad addition. Not bad at all, man. Now, it's interesting, and I wonder if you guys know this, that Raya is only the third Disney princess that is a wholly original character. It doesn't take any other characters from fairy tales or fables or anything like that. Completely original. The other two being Merida from Brave and Moana. Yeah, pretty much. Truth, guys. And you know, it's interesting because I am a old school Disney fan. I grew up with Disney princesses and just the classiness of them and the timeless quality and a certain type of Disney princess that we're all used to. And I think that's slowly getting chipped away. I mean, as much as Cinderella or Snow White is classic and they'll always continue to be classic, they just don't cut it nowadays in modern times. You need something a little bit more different. You need something that reflects the times, and you'll notice that in Merida, Moana, and this one, Raya and the Last Dragon, that the Disney princesses don't actually have any love interest attached to them. You'll also notice that as well. That was another Disney princess staple, that they always had a Prince Charming or somebody to really rescue them and save them. Not anymore. Disney princesses are very different from what they used to be. The last one that I could say that would sort of be an homage to the classics from back in the day would probably be Elsa from the Frozen movies, which I love those movies, and I think she definitely reflects the sort of classiness, old school way of thinking of a Disney princess. But I think those times, I think they're changing. I think they really are changing, and I think that's kind of a good thing, right? I mean, as society changes, as the world looks at women in a different way, I think we start to look at things, I think, in a little bit different understanding, dare I say. I mean, I honestly do. I don't know. I think it's kind of fascinating to me about that. I mean, I don't think they'll ever get rid of Cinderella. I don't. I don't think they'll ever get rid of Snow White. I don't think they'll ever get rid of the classics, to be sure. But I think I think there's something about these new school Disney princesses. There's something about, the princess from Brave or Moana or Raya that is more take charge, doesn't need a man, is more reflective of the times. And I think over the years, I think that's what we need. It's not that we're getting rid of the classics. It's just that we're updating them. We're updating them for modern times and modern sensibilities. And I don't technically consider that a bad thing. I really honestly don't. I mean, that's just me. I don't know what you guys think, but I actually like where it's heading. I mean, I could be an old curmudgeon and say, no, the old school way, the old school Disney princesses, that's the only way they can do them. But I don't see it that way. I see that these Disney movies, that their characters have to reflect the times that we live in. And I actually got to give Disney a lot of credit for doing that, because yeah, they could have stuck with the old school princess stuff where, the man saves the day and the girl is in the tower and needs to be saved. You could go with that. And again, it's classic. I grew up with those movies. I think they're amazing and they're timeless, but I think these are the characters that we're going to get from now on, and I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. I don't know whether you guys are, but if there are characters like Raya, who's very strong-willed, independent, somebody who, yes, has a lot of issues on the inside and keeps a lot of things in, but has a lot of hope and wants better for the world and is a strong female character, I think we need that for little girls. I think we need those examples, and I think Raya is a perfect one. So consider me a fan of the way the new school Disney princesses are going. I guess we'll see where it goes next, but I'm definitely interested to find out. I wonder if you guys are. And then I'm seeing the Blu-ray digital of Above Suspicion for $16.99. This definitely came out this week as well, guys, and I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime. Now, I had never heard of Above Suspicion, so I didn't really know exactly what I was in for, but what a wild tale, man. What a very, very fascinating movie. Basically, Emilia Clarke plays this woman who is stuck in this sort of terrible situation of crime and drugs in rural Kentucky, and she just wants to get away from it all, but she's just trapped. She has her kids and her ex, who is just abusive, and just the cycle of drugs and criminal activity that's just bringing her down. And one day, this FBI agent comes into town wanting to sort of clean up the town in a lot of ways, get rid of a lot of these traffickers and criminals, and wants to use her as an informant. And she sees an opportunity to get out of this life that she's stuck in, but also find romance in unexpected places. And it's the complications of that, the struggles, and also the criminality of it all that perhaps will be her undoing. A very interesting movie, guys. Very, very interesting. And crazy enough, based on a true story of this woman who ended up having this relationship with this FBI agent who got killed over it. Wild, wild story, man. And such fascinating stuff to really dive into. I thought the plot was amazing and very complicated. And it just keeps on going down the rabbit hole constantly. Like, she wants to get out of her life. She wants to be the FBI informant. She ends up falling in love with the FBI agent who happens to have a wife and a kid. She loves having sex with him, loves basically reeling him into her life. And then when he tries to pull away, she sort of gets obsessive, almost like in a Fatal Attraction kind of way. And it just all turns sideways from there, man. Nuts, absolutely nuts, man, but so good, and such a really fantastic drama thriller. I mean, yes, you know kind of where it goes if you've known the true story, but if you haven't, like I didn't, what ends up happening, man, it's one of those things of, did she deserve it? Did she not? You kind of are a little on the fence about the loyalties. You really are, man. But that's what a good movie does. It really makes you question the things around you and what was the right and wrong decisions. This movie does it perfectly, man. And crazy enough, this movie actually filmed in 2017. True story. This movie actually filmed in 2017. It came out in 2019, and it's just hitting physical media in 2021. So every 2 years there was a step in the right direction, and at least it's finally getting to our eyeballs, at least now. But it's a really solid movie. Emilia Clarke is amazing here. Jack Houston is really, really great. Johnny Knoxville is in this, okay? And I thought, okay, Johnny Knoxville. I'm like, okay, jokester, Johnny Knoxville, what kind of like jackass stunt is he going to do in this movie? And no, actually, he's really dramatic in this film. Like, you have not seen Johnny Knoxville like this. He's actually really good and not annoying or goofy in any way. Really solid, man. He does a great job here. Actually, everybody does a great job. And I like how you just go into this deep dive of this woman who just won't let things go, who just keeps on getting herself in more of a pit every single decision she makes, and it just gets her basically killed because of it. I mean, truth be told, and it didn't have to end up this way. And you know, on one hand, I blame the FBI agent because he should have never have slept with her. He never should have done it, man. I mean, he should have known better. I mean, truly, with the ethics of it and the idea that he already had a wife and a kid, I mean, he was going down the rabbit hole. But her, she just keeps on getting herself deeper in trouble. I mean, yes, she's sleeping with this guy. Once she finds out that he has a wife and a kid, should have stopped. She continues to reel him in. And when he's like, hey, this is too much, I gotta go, she's trying to blackmail him with like the baby stuff. She's trying to get him in trouble with the FBI. She's even wanting to go so far as to literally want to kill the wife. All because she's desperate. She's desperate for somebody to care for her, to find her significant. Is it her fault? Is it his fault? There's a lot of gray areas with this movie, guys, but it's so fascinating of a plot. And to watch sort of her going down this rabbit hole, knowing where it's going, it's just sad to see her doing this, but I get it. I understand it. At a certain point, I also blame her too. It's wild, but it's so well done. And I think that the movie plays it perfectly, man. It's a really good sort of yarn of betrayal and deception. Really, really fantastic movie, man. It's taken a while to get here, a long time. I mean, from 2017 to now, yeah, it's been a while, guys. But it's so well worth it. And Emilia Clarke is absolutely fantastic here. It deserves a lot of people to check this movie out. It's not the most exciting movie of all time, but it's definitely one that you can't take your eyes off. Above suspicion, consider me intrigued. And then I'm seeing a little Tom and Jerry love with the Blu-ray digital of Tom and Jerry the movie for $19.99. The DVD digital for $17.99. And something I'm actually noticing, guys, which I totally passed by on Walmart, is the slightly different artwork from the Blu-ray and the DVD. Just different versions of sort of like Tom and Jerry hijinks on the cover, which I totally didn't notice, man. Some different cityscape love, but definitely weird sort of Tom and Jerry stuff. Like them on like a vendor cart with like hot dogs and shit. It's kind of cool. And then, of course, this one on the skateboard. I don't know which one I kind of like better, but again, unique, different artwork. So cool. I really like that, man. Very, very interesting and different. I just like seeing different artwork, man. I just wish they'd do more of that, man. Damn. Very interesting. However, I can't really say the same for the movie. Oh, boy. You know, it's interesting because there's been a few sort of live-action animation films out there, and there's been a few that I've liked. I mean, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is really, really good. Space Jam, which, I mean, I watched it when I was a kid. That was sort of like my time frame when I was into that type of stuff. But, I mean, even a movie like Cool World, that I really do love. Yes, Cool World is not like family friendly and not even kid friendly at that point. Very raunchy, but I really do enjoy that one. But I kind of feel like this reminds me a lot of that one from the early 2000s, Looney Tunes Back in Action. If you guys remember that one, yeah, that's a rough comedy, man. Especially with the Looney Tunes characters, and I can kind of understand why they did it, because Space Jam was such a success, and why not do another live-action one with the Looney Tunes? Why not? I think it just was like really lame comedy, forced comedy, and I just thought the gags were not as good. Maybe it's because I got older, but I think a lot of people tend to agree with me on that one. I mean, there's other ones out there like Sonic the Hedgehog, which I thought actually worked really well. I thought the comedy was really good in that one. And there's some other ones that have tried to pull it off to varying degrees of success. It's kind of a mixed bag, isn't it? Because you want to try to stay true to the characters. You want to have the goofy comedy, but you want to try to be modern and try to do modern jokes and try to have the human characters be as goofy. And it doesn't really work, because trying to match the live action with the animation, there's something about it that just kind of feels a little off and isn't really all that cohesive. I don't know, it's just me or something, but it doesn't really work. I mean, the only time that I thought it 100% worked was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That was the one time where I felt like it was absolutely perfected 100%, man. And I thought it actually worked because they kind of made the whole world almost like this animated craziness of like this really wild and crazy quirky world where the humans and the animated characters sort of came together in this shared weird wacky world of madness. It kind of worked in that way, and I would say the same with Cool World. But when you try to have a grounded reality and having these animated characters within the grounded reality and doing quirky and weird things, there's something about it that doesn't really work that well to me. Then again, maybe I've just gotten really old and I'm just this old curmudgeon now that just doesn't like this stuff. But I'd like to think that I have an open mind for these things, but that Tom and Jerry didn't really deliver all that well. I mean, it also doesn't help the fact that I'm not really a Tom and Jerry fan, so that sort of takes away from it too, to a certain degree. But I don't know about that though, because, not too long ago I rewatched Roger Rabbit, and not too long ago, I watched Sonic the Hedgehog, and I think those movies work. Hell, I even think something like Scooby-Doo works as well. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think Scooby-Doo was sort of the animated characters and the live-action stuff. I think that works. I just think that this movie, guys, honestly, with the forced comedy and the sort of lame characters trying to one-up Tom and Jerry in the hilarious hijinks department, I just don't think it works. I really don't, man. It gets tired really quickly. And when you have an hour and a half, actually over an hour and a half runtime for these type of movies, I think the attention span of kids is not really there, especially with a movie like this. It's goofy, but it's the same gag over and over and over again. And after a certain point, it just gets tiring. That's why I think a movie like Roger Rabbit really works, or something like Space Jam, because yes, there's quirky and wacky comedy in there with the animated characters, but it's never sort of the same thing over and over again. It's always sort of diverse and unique and interesting jokes, and it's not all the same stuff. With Tom and Jerry, it's just the same diatribe over and over. That might be the reason why. As far as like live action animated films are concerned, there's not a lot out there in the world, but with Tom and Jerry, it is on the lower end. And I think it's about time for a little A24 love, don't you think? I definitely do, guys, with the DVD of Minari for $14.99. Now, I got a chance to catch this on Amazon Prime, and I actually was really curious to check this one out because I had heard about so much of the award season love for this movie, and I thought, okay, you see, I'm kind of half and half. I'm half a award season movie lover and half not. I think it all depends on the movie, but this one kind of intrigued me enough where I wanted to check it out, so I decided why not give it a chance, man. And basically, it's about this Korean American family who moves to Arkansas for a better life, wanting to sort of do better for their kids and for their family. And it's basically the complications and the challenges of trying to raise a family and trying to be a part of the American dream, dare I say. It's a really fascinating and really interesting movie, and I got to admit, I can see why it got the Academy Award love, why it's gotten a lot of nominations from a lot of award shows. I can see why, because it is honestly that good, man. The acting here is absolutely phenomenal. Everybody does a really amazing job here, especially Steven Yeun. Man, you gotta remember, I used to be a big Walking Dead fan, and Steven Yeun, of course, as you all know, was Glenn, and so I was at one time a big Steven Yeun fan, so it's great to see that guy actually getting more love. Absolutely great, man, for him to get all the love he possibly deserves, man, because he is that good of an actor, as is everybody else. And I really like the idea of being in this small town in the South, and the idea of the prejudices, the idea of this community of people. Some are really ready to embrace them, others don't really know what to make of them and almost sort of shun them and sort of almost turn violent against them. It's very interesting, and I like the personalities here and the idea of exploring the American dream through this Korean family and their traditions and the way that they're used to being in sort of the way they are versus the American way. I really like that, and I like the dilemma, and I like the complications of that, and I think the movie explores it beautifully. I really honestly do, man. The drama is really well drawn out. I think the acting really makes you believe in this family and believe in the issues that they're dealing with and how to raise their kids in America versus the values that they've known and loved and cherished for so long. Really, really amazing movie. Very, very well done. The dramatic parts are really, really solid. Very well done. Extremely well acted. I can't say I love everything that A24 puts out, and some of the dramas are better than others. And I was kind of curious whether Minari was really going to deliver, because sometimes these Academy Award nominated movies, they're all hype, and once you end up watching them, you kind of feel like, oh, well, that was a real dud. So I was kind of worried about that, but I gotta admit, Minari, it actually delivered. Shockingly. And speaking of more Oscar love, The Father for $14.99. Now, this is another one that I got to check out on Amazon Prime, guys, and I was really curious about this movie because Anthony Hopkins won for Best Actor for this movie. He was the one that beat out Chadwick Boseman. And I remember the whole controversy of that, man. Literally, the crazy controversy that came with that. That it was the last award of the show, and it was supposed to be this great send-off with Chadwick Boseman winning the Oscar, and Anthony Hopkins wasn't there. And I think he wasn't there because of COVID, and I think because simply he probably thought he wasn't even going to win, and he just decided to take the gamble of not showing up. And I think everybody thought that Chadwick Boseman was the shoo-in, and when Anthony Hopkins won, I think everybody was like, what? So no one was expecting it, man. And they just like cut out because Anthony Hopkins wasn't there. So, hey, we're done. Like, oh, man. And there was so much backlash against it. And I was like, I gotta watch this movie. I gotta see what the fuss was. Did Anthony Hopkins really deserve the Oscar for this? I had to check this thing out. Basically, this movie is about Anthony Hopkins' character called Anthony. And he's getting older and he needs assistance in his life. His daughter, played by Olivia Colman, is trying to give him that assistance, but it's not easy for him to remember things, who people are, certain situations. He's getting dementia, and it's getting worse every single day. And it's just a really complicated story of a father and a daughter, and how losing your mind really affects that relationship, and all the drama that really comes from that. It's a solid movie, man. This thing was amazing to watch. It's definitely a drama, and it definitely takes its time in telling this story. So if you don't like that, then let's just not watch it. But if you're into these type of movies, this is a powerhouse of a film, and I truly mean that. And I thought the acting was phenomenal. I mean, Olivia Colman was absolutely amazing as the daughter, having to deal with this man that she's known her whole life, who raised her, that suddenly can't even remember the simple things, can't even sometimes remember even who she is. The difficulty of that. And she plays it so well done, man. She's amazing in the movie. And Anthony Hopkins, I'm going to say it. I'm going to lay it on the line here, guys. He deserved to win the Oscar over Chadwick Boseman. I'm saying it. He deserved to win the Oscar. He is absolutely amazing here. It is one of the best performances that I've seen from Anthony Hopkins in a long-ass time, man. He is absolutely amazing in this role. He is fantastic. He plays confused. He plays sad. He plays angry. All of the emotions that a victim of dementia would have. And he goes full tilt into this role, and he delivers 150%, man. He gives it his all in this role. And it shows in every single scene, man. He is absolutely phenomenal in this film. Totally deserved the Oscar, man. And I just really loved the movie, how you think that you're seeing things one way, but in fact you're seeing it in his own eyes, and how dementia is really affecting him. And it's so powerful, and it's so amazing, and things that you think you can trust with your own eyes, you can't, because you're seeing it through his eyes. And it's just sad. It's sad, and it really got to me. It really got to me big time, because, I love my mother with all my heart. I really do. And, thankfully my mother doesn't have dementia. She doesn't have anything like that. Thank God. And I continue to be thankful for that every single day of my life, guys. But I can't even think for a single second how anybody could go through this with somebody that they've loved, somebody that they've known their whole life, that raised them, to see them deteriorate like this. It's just incredibly powerful and incredibly stunning to watch, and amazingly emotional. It got to me. It really did, guys. This movie was amazing, and it deserves all of the award season love that it got. And it truly is a powerhouse of a film, with a powerhouse, deservedly so, win for Anthony Hopkins, man. Absolutely deserved it. I can't say everyone's going to want to see this film, because it is very dramatic, it's long, it takes its time. But if you want to see a great Academy Award winning film, I gotta recommend The Father. And the last thing I'm seeing over here, guys, is Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1 for $29.99 on Blu-ray. And I don't think I've ever actually heard of Lower Decks. Well, actually, maybe I have. I've heard that they were going to do an animated show, and I think Lower Decks is it. I'm almost positive of it. And actually, look at this. This is actually the Steelbook. Oh, nice. Look at that. Yeah, it is the animated show. The most Trek series ever. And that's saying a lot, guys. Oh, man. Look at this. Oh, by the crew that did Rick and Morty, huh? Oh, that's interesting. John Delancey, Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis, and more. Yo, look at that. That's cool, man. An animated Trek show. Man. I'm curious as to how this is, because I am an old school Trek fan, to be sure, man. And the last animated Trek film, or actually, I should say series, that I know of was the original series had an animated season, and technically it was considered season 4, if I remember correctly. And I actually used to have the DVD of that. I used to have the DVD of the animated series, and I got rid of it. And I'm such a fucking idiot, man. I should have never gotten rid of that, dude. That's God, I'm such a dumbass. I should have never got rid of that one at all, man. Damn. But I remember that, and actually it wasn't half bad. I mean, the animation is not that great, but I just loves just seeing the characters back just, one more time. It was always not nice to sort of revisit that in animated form. I thought it was always cool with the adventure that they did. I was kind of a sucker for it, man. But I haven't really been a fan of Star Trek in a long while. It's been a while since I have been, man. But I don't know about this, because this kind of looks fascinating to me. It kind of looks interesting. I'm really curious about this, because I think you could do some really cool stories in animated form with Star Trek that you can't really do live action. I think you could actually do some pretty neat things, man. Possibly. I'm very fascinated about this, guys, especially with the Steelbook. I mean, is this reminiscent of old school Trek? Is this more new school Trek? Is it even all that good? I mean, the animation looks decent. How are the stories? I'm kind of actually really curious about this one, guys. You gotta let me know, because if it's good, I might just give it a chance and pick it up. I mean, $30 is a lot, but to be honest with you, I love the cover to this. It looks so classy for Star Trek, man. Look at that. With the classic Star Trek looking ship and the stars. It looks sweet. It really does, man. And I kind of want to get back into Star Trek. I do. I really do, man. I've been wanting to get some of the Star Trek TV shows on Blu-ray, and I don't have any of them. I'd love to get them, and I'd love to get back into Star Trek love again, but that's been easier said than done, because some of the other Star Trek hasn't really interested me. But maybe an animated show might get me back into it. I don't know. You guys gotta let me know about this. Good, bad, Klingon ugly. Definitely let me know about this one, guys. It looks fascinating. It really does. And more animated Trek can't be a bad thing, especially from the people who did Rick and Morty. There's something about that kind of intrigues me. I'm not gonna lie. Looks really interesting, man. Very fascinating release. Very curious about this one. But some Steelbook love at Target? Can't be half bad, man. Can't be half bad indeed. And wow, some great new release love this week at Target. And oh, by the way, guys, when I was filming the video, somebody took all of the Blu-rays of Raya and the Last Dragon. They're all gone, man. Like, I was filming and somebody came in and swooped in and picked up all of the Blu-rays of Raya. Okay, man. Hey, somebody's a big fan, apparently. But hey, I'm glad Raya selling. Absolutely deserves it, man. And some really great new release love from Target. Not half bad. Let's head out. Well. Target delivered. Indeed it did, guys. Now, to be fair, they don't have all the new releases this week because they don't have any of the 4K upgrades, because I did look for them. I did. Unfortunately, they have Saw and some of the older ones, but not any of the new ones. Wah wah. Unfortunately, Target didn't get any of those in. But that being said, they got in quite a bit of new release love this week. And on top of that, Star Trek Steelbook, exclusive Raya. I mean, they pretty much delivered. When it's a good release week, Target definitely comes through. And this week, yeah, they came through. Not half bad, man. I don't expect Target to carry a lot of stuff, because let's be real, this is Target. Okay? But when they do, I'm a happy man. And this time around, another store, another happy physical media lover. Not half bad. Hey, I'll take it, guys. How about we go to the next location? Hopefully more physical media love to come. Now hold up a second, guys. Just hold up. Before I go to the next physical media location, I wanted to stop at one place that I haven't been to in a couple weeks. And something in my physical media bones says that perhaps there's a package or two waiting for me. I don't know. I just have a feeling. So why not give it a go? And I think you know where we are. Yes, indeed, we are none other than the wonderful post office, baby. Yes. I am going to go in and check out if there is any packages from you guys. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks' time. Something tells me there's a package or two waiting. So let's go in and find out if there's any physical media love waiting for me. Back at the P.O. box, guys, and was I right in thinking that there was packages waiting for me? Indeed I do, baby. Yes. A couple of physical media packages for me. An Amazon Prime one and another one from Films on Video? Not sure, but physical media love is always very well appreciated. So how about we go back into the car and let's dive into what I got at the post office. All right. Oh, back in. And with some physical media in tow. Not bad, baby. Not bad at all. I started to sort of dive into a little bit of it. So let's get into this. First off, I want to say, man, thank you, by the way. Everybody who is sending me stuff. First of all, I appreciate it beyond belief. You guys are absolutely amazing and awesome, and you go out of your way to send me stuff, and you have no idea how I really do appreciate it. you know, doing this, you think that no one's really gonna care or really appreciate what you do, but you guys really go out of your way, and it just amazes me, man. So thank you so much, man. Thank you. Let's dive into some of these ones. Let's start with the Amazon Prime package, shall we? Let's see. Interesting. I don't think I've actually heard of this title, but it's got some great people in it. Interesting. Speechless, with Michael Keaton and Gina Davis. There are two sides to every relationship. Don't trust either of them. I'll make sure not to tell my girlfriend that. Oh my God, this is interesting, and from Olive Films too. Nice, look at that. Wow, that's really cool. Seriously, never heard of this one. Can speechwriters on opposite sides of the political fence find love and happiness in the heat of an election season? The compromise of Speechless. Michael Keaton, Gina Davis, Christopher Reeve. Wow. Directed by Ron Underwood, who did City Slickers. Ernie Hudson is in this. Wow. Holy cow. No, I've never heard about this one at all, man. And I usually know a lot of stuff that Gina Davis and Michael Keaton has done, but not this. Wow, interesting one from Olive Films. I don't know who sent it. Again, like, there's no, like, any sort of no or nothing. But, dude, speechless. I'm literally speechless. I'm very curious about this one. I love Michael Keaton. I love Gina Davis, man. And to get to see a performance that I haven't seen from Christopher Reeves, like, that's awesome. That's not half bad, man. Got that. And then the other package I got was, as I said, from Films on Video from Arlington, Texas. Interesting. Apparently everything is big in Texas. So apparently, you know, the physical media as well. So let's dive into this one as well. And that is none other than... oh, another one from Olive Films. Firstborn. Ooh, look at that. Terry Garr, Peter Weller, directed by Michael Apted. Oh man, it's got Corey Haim in it in his feature film debut. Really? Oh man. Yo. Who else is in this? Oh shit. This looks good. This looks great. Oh my God. I actually have never seen this movie, but I have heard of it. But I've never gotten a chance to own it. It's completely new to the collection. This is really cool, man. I'm a big fan of Peter Weller. I mean, RoboCop, Naked Lunch, Buckaroo Banzai. Come on, guys. Who wouldn't be a fan of Peter Weller? And Terry Garr, man. Terry Garr from back in the day. Young Frankenstein, Mr. Mom. You name it, Tootsie. She's great in that. Wow. And Corey Haim's film debut in Firstborn. Trying to balance relation with her kids. Ooh. Trying to get Peter Weller away from the clutches of his mother. Oh, wow. God, good luck to Corey Haim. Wow. Oh, wow. It actually also stars Robert Downey Jr. and Sarah Jessica Parker. Holy shit. How have I not really ever seen Firstborn? That's crazy, man. This looks cool. I'm actually really interested to dive into this one. This and actually Speechless. That's great, man. Wow. That is really cool. I'm serious. I don't really expect physical media from you guys. I set up the P.O. Box because you guys have always said to me, hey, can we send you stuff? And I've always been like, are you guys really going to send me things? And you actually have. That's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you to whoever sent these, because this is This is awesome. This is beyond awesome. Two movies that I've never heard of. Two movies I don't have in the collection that are going to go in there. So Michael Keaton, Gina Davis, Christopher Reeve-Love, and Peter Weller, Terry Garr, Corey Haim's film debut. This is a treasure. That's for damn sure. Wow, man. If you guys want to send me anything, any movie-related goodness, physical media, if you guys want to send me any of that stuff, you can. The actual address will be down below in the descriptions. Anything is appreciated. I don't expect it, but you guys are interested, so I set this up because you guys wanted me to, and I am so amazed by what you guys have sent me so far in the P.O. Box. This is amazing. Wow. Some Olive Film Love and two films that are unique to the collection. Not half bad, guys. Pretty damn good. I'm excited. Nice, man. I can't wait to see what you guys send me next. But in the meantime, let's get back to the out and about and head to the next location for more physical media goodness. All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go in and check out if there's any interesting indie media worth showing off. If there is, I will bring it back to Film Fan 108 HQ and show it off to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I got to talk about a trailer with you guys. Now, The Purge may only be one night, but some people want it to last forever. Yes, indeed, in the Forever Purge. Yo, another Purge film is coming our way very, very soon, and I got to check the trailer out. Now, honestly, here's my thoughts on the Purge films, just quick and easy. The first Purge film, I like the idea of the Purge. I thought a home invasion film was not really the way to go to really build that Purge concept up. But I thought the second film was balls out, amazing action, the death, awesome stuff. I thought that was perfect. And I thought Election Year was really, really good too. Maybe not as good as Anarchy, but still pretty damn solid. And then with the first Purge, I thought the first Purge was okay. Not the best. I think, I don't know if it's even the weakest, but it's not as good as I thought it might have been. But it's nice to see the origins of the first Purge. It's nice to see where that went and where it sort of went from that point on. I thought it was kind of clever. It had its moments. Wasn't perfect, but satisfied me enough. Put it that way. Then they've had the Purge TV show for the 2 seasons that they did. And I watched a little bit of it from the first season, and it wasn't bad. It's a lot of setup of storylines and characters, and the mayhem and everything is okay, but not as good as the movies. So, I think overall for me, the Purge movies have a very interesting concept, a really amazing concept in my mind. And it's only really been well executed for me at least 2 times, dare I say. And so I thought after the first Purge, I thought we were done. I'm like, okay, they showed off the first Purge. There's really no other reason to continue on with this, right? Apparently not, because apparently we're getting another Purge film, man. I mean, I like the idea of this. I like the idea of you have the Purge that happens, people who survive it, move on, fine, no crime and everything for another year, cool, whatever. But then there's these sort of lawless marauders, these sort of, people who don't want to obey the law, and they want the Purge to continue. And they are literally going to continue to purge all the time. Fuck that. One night. That's not good enough. We want all the fucking time. And so it's basically these ranchers who are now having to survive past that one night because these guys are literally obsessed with killing, obsessed with the fact that the rich get away, and they want retribution. And they don't give a shit about any fucking law, and they're just ready to kill. And I kind of like that because, you know, it's an interesting concept of one night, surviving one night, and that alone is an accomplishment in itself. Because if you're in the purge, literally hope to God that you haven't pissed anybody off within a whole year. Hope to God that, you know, nobody is holding a grudge against you, or, you know, see you and see that you're, you know, a certain ethnicity or practice a certain religion and want to slice and dice your ass. Like, if you survive, God bless you, and hope to God that you're a fucking patron saint for the rest of the year. But the fact that you have to literally watch out for these lawless motherfuckers who literally don't give a shit about one night, they want it all, that's scary. And I like the idea that these characters literally are out for blood. Doesn't matter whether there's rules or not. They will basically burn everything down in order to keep the purge going forever. I like that. And I just like the fact that you have to now survive even longer. That these people now are literally taking the purge now to the next level. And I like that idea. I like that concept. You know, for me, a purge film, as long as there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers, crazy action, wild kills, then I'm on board with the purge films for the most part. I kind of wonder, though, how long these purge movies are going to last, because, like I said, I think the purge is an interesting concept. It's an interesting idea that I think has been explored to a decent amount. I don't think it's been explored to its 100% potential that it could have been over the course of these last 4 films. And I just think, like, after we do something called the Forever Purge, what is next exactly? I'm kind of curious. I mean, where are we going next with this concept? Because in election year, they literally got rid of the purge. In the first purge, you saw the beginnings of it, and now this takes place somewhere in between that. And I'm kind of curious where it goes. I think with the Purge series, it's been a series of mixed potential. There's been moments where I thought that they've absolutely aced it and nailed it, and there's been other points where I felt like they've really missed the concept and they haven't really executed it as well as it could be. This looks interesting. It looks like there's going to be a lot of crazy action. It looks like there's going to be a lot of insane kills. And it looks like there's going to be enough decent sort of horror moments that it could satisfy me as a gore lover and a blood lover and a horror lover. It could be. But then again, it could be a missed potential opportunity. You just never really know when you walk into a Purge film whether or not you're going to get something really great and powerful and just makes you want to be like, yeah, Purge, baby. Or whether you're going to be left sort of scratching your head like, well, that was a thing. You know what I mean? You don't really know, to be fair. So I'm going into this movie with a little bit of mixed expectations. I'm hoping it delivers, but I'm not expecting the world. Put it that way. I love the Purge movies for what they are, but they're not perfect, and there's a lot of mistakes that could be way better. I'm kind of curious as to what you think about the Purge films, what you think about the Forever Purge, and will it deliver? Definitely let me know. In the meantime, let's head into the second Walmart and hopefully some physical media goodies worth checking out. Well, we are in at the second Walmart yet again, ladies and gentlemen, and I gotta admit, this week has been pretty plentiful, some really unique media, and I came here and that front section looks like a tornado literally hit it. Like, I'm serious, it looks so crazy. It looks like fucking people came in and just ravaged the section big time. They really did, man. It is absolutely nuts and crazy, man. But that being said, I was like, holy crap, like, that's just nuts. Like, there's so much physical media, like, literally all over the place, empty shelves, you name it. And I thought, oh, we're not really going to see anything this week. And surprise, surprise, I am so wrong, and thankfully so, man. Actually, quite a bit of indie love came out this week. Usually with big weeks, not always the biggest when it comes to indie love, but this time around, color me surprised, baby. Some good physical media weirdness to check out. Trust me. With the second Walmart, isn't there always indie weirdness worth checking out? Come on, guys. And it's always bizarre, crazy, ridiculous, and cheesy, and I love it. So you know what this means, guys. Obviously, you know what this means. Seth, come on. Show off the physical media. Come on. Well, what are you gonna do for me? If you're good, I'll buy you a limited edition steelbook. Is that enough to entice you? Alright, I'll do it. If you insist. Oh, he promised me. I kind of got to do it, guys. Oh, man. Yes. Walmart indie goodness yet again, guys. I am looking forward to this stack. And actually, I was quite looking forward to this week because, my God, man, how many massive amount of titles is coming out this week. I mean, we haven't seen all of the stuff yet, but we've seen a decent amount. It's been quite plentiful, and when there's a good release week, man, there is a lot of titles out there in the marketplace. I gotta admit, man, it's pretty good. Not gonna lie, man, it really is good, man. And you know, there really is something this week for every movie lover. It doesn't matter whether you're an old school nostalgia fan or a kid who is loving animated films, whether you love Oscar bait, you know, good old dramas, thrillers based on true stories. If you're looking for 4K upgrades, I mean, this week has it all, man. And on top of that, the Walmart indie weirdness? I mean, be still my heart. How much more better can it get, guys? Well, it could get better. But before we get there, well, we kind of have to do a deep dive into Walmart weirdness. It's only appropriate, to be fair. And this stack has some good weirdness attached to it. Oh, it's time. Time for Walmart indie goodness. Pure perfection. Oh, yes, indeed, baby. Cannot wait to dive into all that Walmart weirdness. Let's get to it, shall we? With the first title being 100 Candles. Survive the game or suffer the curse. Ooh, I like that cover. You know, it's something about weird, creepy little kids that just kind of get under your skin, right? It's all kind of, pretty creepy. Especially ones that have backwards crosses etched into their forehead. Yeesh. She's particularly evil. Ooh. Damn straight. Good lord, what is this? A sinister game in terms of a group of friends that tell one another horror stories in front of a magical mirror. One candle, one nightmare, there are 100 to go. They cannot leave the game, otherwise the witch's curse will fall upon them. So what is this exactly? Is it a horror anthology? Is it a friends trapped in this sort of witch's curse that they can't get out of? What is this exactly? Because I gotta tell you, the synopsis leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, I like the cover, but outside of that, I have no idea what this movie is, man. I mean, did the friends do this to themselves? Were they forced to get into the circle? Are they that dumb and stupid? They could be that dumb and stupid. Just being real. I mean, you know, we've seen enough of these type of movies. Come on, you know they could be that stupid, guys. I just don't know, man. I mean, they're in front of a mirror. There's candles. There's telling horror stories. There's nightmares that are involved within the candles. What is going on in this thing? All I know is there's a creepy, weird little girl with a backwards cross etched into her forehead. Stupid characters telling horror stories, candles that are connected to nightmares, and somehow there's a witch's curse. Right. I mean, look, guys, if those people in that candle circle had they just called Guy Pearce for an exorcism, they'd have saved themselves a lot of time. Just saying, man. I mean, Guy Pearce as an exorcism priest, you could do worse. Oh, God help us. The seventh day. Very nice. What is this about, baby? Renowned exorcist Father Peter teams up with a rookie apprentice for his first day of training. As they plunge deeper into hell on earth, the lines between good and evil blur and their own demons emerge. Ooh, very nice. Guy Pearce looks like Keith David in here and Stephen Lang. Nice. Nice. Look at that. Are they all like exorcism priests? Are they all like doing exorcists in this movie? Because I would love to see that. Especially Stephen Lang. I mean, all he really needs is a turkey baster. I mean, look. If Stephen Lang just brought a turkey baster to an exorcism, I would be like, I'd be a little bit worried. I'd be like, dude, you might need a cross or holy water. But if he does have just the turkey baster, I'd be like, I so know what you're gonna do with that. You got this, bro. Oh no, no. Oh man. God, another exorcism special. Goddamn, man. I have seen a shitload of exorcism movies, man. I really have, dude. Good God. And there was a time not too long back, if you guys remember, where we were getting like a shitload of exorcism movies all the time. It was like one coming out after another. You had that movie, The Rite, with Anthony Hopkins, which not terrible, but not exactly the greatest either. Okay. You had The Last Exorcism, which, by the way, I actually really like The Last Exorcism. I think it's pretty damn good. Some people don't really appreciate the ending, but I thought it was solid, man. Now, The Last Exorcism 2, on the other hand, oh, a little bit of rough waters on that one. Rough holy waters, dare I say. But there's a lot of exorcism films. I mean, if you're gonna ape off of somebody, come on, you got to do the original, the best of them all, The Exorcist, baby. And I'm not talking about The Exorcist Heretic. No, we're not trying to follow the sequel. We're doing the original, baby. I mean, look, exorcism films can go one of two ways. They can either be really decent and be really effective and scary and creepy, or they can be really terrible. And trust me, I've seen a lot of terrible exorcism movies, man. I'm not saying this has the potential to be bad. I'm just saying that what is it going to do that's different from the rest? Not so sure about that one, man. I mean, hasn't everything pretty much been done with exorcism movies at this point? I mean, the well is kind of run dry. Just saying. I mean, Guy Pearce is here, and that kind of saves the movie, because let's be real. Guy Pearce is a really great actor, so he could take any material and make it like 100 times better. Could he do it with The Seventh Day? Well, it is a tall, holy order, but if anybody does it, could be Guy Pearce. That being said, guys, why is it that you Christians always have to get saved by exorcisms? Do you realize that there is like no Jews that ever have to be exorcised? Like, for some reason, my people escape exorcism better than you guys do. How is that even possible, man? I mean, we are a bunch of sinners. We're greedy as shit. We save our money like no man's land. I don't know, man. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't always eat kosher. So I'm guilty of a lot of shit, man. I'm just saying, like, I'm just waiting for something to happen. But somehow, you Christians, man, you get into more trouble than us Jews do. I don't know. Maybe us Jews are just lucky. You know, something tells me, guys, that exorcisms aren't going to take care of this problem. Just saying. Apex predators. Oh my god. Lady, you're all kinds of fucked. She ain't getting out of this one alive. I don't care how fast she swims. Oh, man. Bring Stevens, huh? Apex Predators. What's this about? Fear rises to the surface. Oh, it does indeed, don't it? When the bodies of beachgoers begin washing ashore during the grand opening of a new resort, the town mayor attempts to cover it up with dire results. So does he, huh? Oh, baby. Oh, and even Cool Duder is in this thing. Really? Huh. I wonder if he gets killed by some of the sharks. Hmm? Let's hope, guys. Oh, man. You know what this reminds me of? I mean, come on. It's easily what this reminds me of, man. And I think you guys know. Come on now. Of course it reminds me of... Dun 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 dun. Jaws. Of course it reminds me of Jaws, man. Boy, oh boy. Of course it does. Jaws is the ultimate shark movie. The ultimate shark classic. Everybody, and I mean everybody, that has made a shark movie has aped off of Jaws. And rightfully so. I mean, you do steal from the best. And this one, well, it definitely stole from Jaws. That is for a damn sure, man. It absolutely stole from Jaws, man. I don't know. This one is probably really, really cheesy as shit, man. I mean, it's probably ridiculous with really bad CGI, really bad acting, maybe some cool kills, but really cheesy as shit. I gotta admit, man, shark movies are not always my favorite genre. I mean, it's not that I hate them. I mean, I love Jaws. And there's certain ones that I really do enjoy, like Open Water, which is really amazing. I think Open Water is really fantastic. And there's a lot of other ones out there that I really do enjoy as well, like that. But then there's like the cheesy shit, like Sharknado and whatever, which is, I mean, you can't take that shit seriously. It's just all the sort of ludicrous and ridiculous shit going on in that movie and over the top crap. It's never meant to be taken in a serious way whatsoever. And I kind of feel like shark movies have sort of been beaten down to the point of almost like you don't really even you're not really even scared of shark movies anymore. You don't really even care. It's like, well, you go into it, oh, okay, there's sharks that eat people. It's kind of lost its luster, dare I say. And I'm waiting for a shark movie to really come around, to really remind me how great shark movies are. I mean, there is certain movies that I've enjoyed moments in, like 47 meters down or 48 meters down, something like that I've enjoyed. But I gotta be honest, man. These type of movies, I mean, give them credit because it's cool seeing a bunch of sharks like eat like hot people, but at the end of the day, you know what you're getting here. You're getting ridiculous, cheesy sharks, ridiculous, cheesy acting, and ridiculous special effects. And the good old days of Jaws are long past us. But hey, if you're looking for Cool Duder to get eaten by sharks, boy, do I have the movie for you. Well, if the sharks don't get you, the beast will. Yes, Dawn of the Beast. Look at that. That's a great cover, isn't it? Whatever weird creature that is with his mouth open and the title in between his teeth. That's so great. The legends are real, and they kill. They kill for blood. Oh boy, let's hope not. Oh, look at that. What weird, creepy shit is this? Yo, what weird shit is going on in this movie? Huh. Aiming to see Bigfoot, a group of students venture deep into an area of the northeastern wilderness known for strange creature sightings. Soon they learn that there is a much more sinister evil lurking in the woods, the Wendigo. And once the spirit knows you're there, they will come for you. Who will survive in a battle between the two most notorious monsters of the forest. Oh, Bigfoot and Wendigo? Perhaps Bigfoot versus Wendigo. Oh, my heart's aflutter. Oh, yes. Oh, so good, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. What kind of cheesy shit is this? Jesus, man. And why would anyone ever think of the students going into the fucking woods finding Bigfoot? Seriously. What is this, a science project gone wrong? What the fuck? Anytime that I needed to go on any sort of fucking trip, I needed a fucking permission slip from my mother in order to go to any sort of school trip, man. And now you're telling me that the kids just nowadays just go on to fucking trips to find Bigfoot just for the hell of it? Man, I was going to the wrong fucking high school. Jesus Christ. The fuck? God damn it. I don't know, man. This looks cheesy as shit, dude. Ah, man. You know, I gotta tell you, I do appreciate a good Bigfoot tale. I really do. Movies like Abominable are really cool, and Willow Creek, The Legend of Boggy Creek is pretty cool. I don't know about many movies with the Wendigo in it, though. Do you guys? I don't really know many Wendigo horror films. I'm sure they're out there. I just don't really, offhand, really think of any. I might have to look that one up, but I don't know. There's always these sort of like evil creatures in the woods movies, and stupid teenagers go into the woods trying to find proof of something, and then they end up getting caught and maimed and massacred and brutalized and left for dead and eaten and torn apart. And is there any other words to say for getting killed? Good Lord, man. All I would hope for with this movie, seriously, guys, all I would hope for is for some good blood, some interesting kills, and maybe, just maybe, the Wendigo and the Bigfoot don't look like complete turd. Like, really? Like, they completely don't look like turd burgers. As long as they don't, fine. It's a win. Like, come on, man. Oh, man. It does look cheesy. It looks terrible and ridiculous. I'm sure there's a charm to it. I just don't know what it is. But hey, if you're looking for a cheesy and ridiculous Wendigo versus Bigfoot movie versus stupid students in the woods acting stupid and deserving to die, well, you could watch a lot of other different movies, much better ones. But if you've been through those, well, there is Dawn of the Beast. And on to more Walmart indie goodness. I mean, come on, guys. I couldn't really help myself. I had to do more. I love it so much. So let's dive right back in, with the first one being Enhanced. Very nice. I really like that, man, with sort of the glowing eyes, very futuristic look of the cover. Not bad. The next phase of evolution has begun. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. Interesting. What is this about? George belongs to a powerful secret unit dedicated to hunt down mutants. After an experiment goes wrong, David, an enhanced mutant, claims vengeance against the government who used him and tracks down other mutants to become more powerful. Now George will have to join forces with an unlikely partner, Anne, a mutant he captured to end David's killing spree. Very nice. Interesting. X-Men, eat your heart out. Okay, alright, man. So, it's mutants going up against the government tracking down mutants, different people stealing mutant powers. Mutants galore, baby, damn. You know, it's kind of interesting to me because this synopsis uses the word mutant like crazy. Now, I actually thought when Fox was a separate entity from Disney, you'll notice that a lot of the Marvel movies, the Marvel Studio ones at least, they never used the word mutant. In fact, they couldn't use the word mutant because Fox owned the rights to the wording of mutant, so they couldn't actually put that wording in there. But, well, gee, Marvel can't use it, but some random fucking indie title can use mutants all day long. Okay, cool. Sure, why? Well, whatever. Makes perfect sense. Okay. You know, I kind of like the idea of evolution, and I like the idea that certain humans are more evolved than others, and those ones could be hunted down by the government and tracked and killed, and that those mutants have to team up with other mutants in order to stop sort of the persecution from happening. I like that idea. I think it's cool. It's been explored to a certain extent in the X-Men films. Certain extent, not a lot, but a decent amount. Certain movies carry more of it than others, but I like a whole movie really diving into that. Like it looks really cool. The idea of the mutant powers. However, let's be real, this ain't X-Men, okay? This ain't X-Men. They don't have the budget of X-Men, so I can only imagine that this is a lesser version of what any X-Men film you'd be watching, okay? It could still be cool. It could have some cool powers, but if you're expecting like some chick like Storm to be whipping up tornadoes, or Jean Grey to bust out a like fiery eagle behind her, man, you're asking for way too much. This movie ain't gonna have that, bro. I'm telling you, there's no way that movie's gonna have this. Oh, good God, man. I mean, it could still be a unique little yarn about, mutants fighting back against the system, but if you're expecting X-Men, man, think twice. The next title I'm seeing is they have 2149, The Aftermath. Huh. The world as he knew it is over. I'm liking that. Look at that. Very futuristic with all the unique colors and some weird wires connected to the back of them. God, actually pretty cool, honestly. Huh. I'm liking that. Wonder what this is about. Confinement was all he knew. Freedom is all he wants. The hell is he? William Wallace? Freedom! Let's just hope it just doesn't get his balls cut off. Oh, man. Sorry, Mel. In the year 2149, a young man named Darwin lives, like everyone else, in a small cement module with a little more than a computer. He uses it for everything. Verbal communication has died out, but he often instant messages his mother. Darwin is fearful of the outside world, which is widely believed to be contaminated. Oh, that's interesting. Well, at least they still have Instant Messenger. Even in the future, AOL doesn't go away. God damn it. Oh, jeez. One night, during a violent storm, lightning hits Darwin's module, which knocks out his computer. Okay. He is forced to go out and do the unthinkable and go outside into the vast expanse of landscape. Oh my God, he actually has to go outside and do things? Oh my God, he has to see sunlight? Oh, you poor, poor boy. Oh, he comes across a beautiful young woman named Dara living with her family in a cottage in the woods. They teach him how to speak and show him the value of actual human contact. I know. Nowadays, that really is becoming a thing of the past. Human contact. Who knew? Oh, he wants to share the knowledge of his newfound life with his mother, who is still trapped. However, will it be too late for her? Wow, that's actually a really interesting synopsis. I'm not gonna lie, man. So it's these people in these sort of computer module type pods, but then there's other people outside that are living normal lives, but they don't really know about those people. They just think there's a plague and people are being consumed by technology, but he sort of broke out of it accidentally and wanting to free the rest of his people, including his mother. It's very, very fascinating stuff, actually. Very much almost like being trapped within the machine and not being able to think for yourself and totally being dependent on technology. Not that we aren't nowadays. I mean, really, I'm sorry, kids are pretty much being shoved in front of the TV or a fucking iPad. All we do nowadays is basically instant message motherfuckers constantly. I mean, where's the human contact in the world? I mean, 2149. Fuck that, man. 2021. Like shit. I mean, you don't have to go that far away to see human contact and technology taking over. I mean, seriously, man. God. But I like the idea of being trapped under technology and trying to get out from under it. There's something about that that's a really great, interesting sci-fi trope that's been explored previously. Like there was a really great episode of Stargate SG-1 years ago where the team got trapped in this sort of almost like pod, and it was almost like living inside a virtual world. It felt so real, and you had to get out from under it because it's not like you're just living a lie. And I like the idea of that, about living a lie, not really being yourself until you actually break free from it. Very interesting sci-fi premise. Has been done before, but who's to say that it can't be done again? And who's to say that try again and you could still succeed? 2149 seems very interesting. I like the sci-fi aspects to it. I like the idea of technology being our undoing. I like that idea. It's been explored quite a bit. I mean, Terminator, anybody? It has, but I think it could be done again. Very uniquely, very interesting. And this one has the makings of at the very least, a decent sci-fi journey. And last, but certainly not least, Sun. Ooh, look at that. I like that, man. Very creepy cover. What will a mother do to protect her child? I'm betting a hell of a lot. This lady's about to go down some dark paths, dare I say. At least I believe she is. Oh. What will she do? After a mysterious group of individuals breaks into Laura's home and attempts to abduct her 8-year-old son David, the two of them flee town in search of safety. But soon after the failed kidnapping, David becomes extremely ill, suffering from increasingly sporadic psychosis and convulsions. Following her maternal instincts to save him, Laura commits unspeakable acts to keep him alive. But soon she must decide how far she's willing to go to save her son. Because you can't outrun a family secret. Ooh, some nice actors in this, by the way. Andy Matichak, which is really good. Emil Hirsch, of course, fantastic. Nice. Not half bad, man. Look at that. I like that. And I gotta admit, man, this really intrigues me because I wonder what's going on with the kid. Like, it was a failed kidnapping, but how far did those people go before he actually got found again? And what did they do to the kid? Is he becoming something? Is he becoming something otherworldly? Something evil? And really, how far will this mother go to basically see the survival of her child? You know, it's very interesting because, you know, as far as a mother goes, right? A mother loves her child to the very end and wants to protect her child no matter what. And it's kind of an interesting idea to think of a son or a daughter either turning into something or becoming something that the family is not expecting, and the idea that she will do anything to keep that child alive, perhaps even kill for it. And I love that, man. It goes down some really dark and deep paths. It really goes into some areas where you question things. You question the loyalty of a mother. You question, is this the right thing to do? Would you do the same thing in this woman's shoes? I love those kind of movies. I love those kinds of questions being asked, and I think this movie absolutely does it, man. At least it looks that way. An interesting family secret, a mother who's trying to keep her child alive, and perhaps a lot of death. Look at that. A hammer and a knife. Oh yeah, she's out to kill. It looks actually really intriguing and really interesting to me. Great actors, very intriguing plot, and a lot of really great, interesting questions being asked about motherhood, about being a parent. How far would you really go to sacrifice for a child? Very, very fascinating, man. I love those kind of interesting topics being brought up, man. Just very, very interesting discussions you can have from that, man. And this movie, it could bring up some very, very interesting topics indeed, man. Trust me, I've seen a lot of movies where mothers go out of their way to protect their child to heavy extremes. And I wonder how far this chick will go. Let me tell you, she'll kill, baby. She'll kill. Not half bad, man. Looks very, very fascinating. Very interesting indeed, man. I'd definitely be digging that, especially the cover art. Not half bad. How far would you go to protect your evil child? Well, if it's Damien, and I get to take over the world, consider my ass ready to kill. Very nice, man. Very, very nice indeed. And very nice for the second Walmart goodness. I always appreciated the indie weirdness, the bizarreness, the cheesiness. It just can't be beat. My mom always did give me the advice of never mix candles with witches' curses. She does have a point. I wonder if Guy Pearce is actually going to confess his sins. How much do you want to bet Cool Duder does get eaten by a shark? Come on, who are you going to bet on? Wendigo or Bigfoot? I think I got my eye on Wendigo. I don't know, I'm just saying, it could be a long horse. But I could win big. Second-rate mutants. Well, at least in the future, you can still instant message. Yay. And how far would a mother go for her child? As long as she doesn't kill me, I'm cool with it, I mean, if I gotta worship the kid, I'll do it. Just don't kill me, lady, please. I got a lot to live for. I love my movies too damn much. I really do. Don't kill me, lady. Oh my god, guys. Man, what a very fascinating and interesting stack of media we got to check out this week, man. What a doozy, I'm telling you, man. And a lot of media this week. So far, so good. It really has been pretty damn plentiful, man. And it just really goes to show you that, it's so weird how there will be weeks where it'll be famine. We ain't seen shit, man. There's not much to show off, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then there's certain weeks where physical media is busting at the seams. And literally, so much media in so little time. Man, it's either feast or famine. Can't be a little bit of both. It's just always one or the other, man. I more prefer the feast rather than the famine. Just saying, man. But look, I'll take it, man. Sometimes these stores, they really don't carry much. And sometimes there's weeks where you literally think physical media is dying because there ain't nothing to show off. And then there's great weeks like this where you see great limited editions, great unique interesting slipcovers, all the great new releases that are out there, and all the weird indie goodness that surfaces at your local Walmart. I gotta tell you guys, there's something about showing off physical media, being in the stores, talking about the films, showing off the artwork, that really is, to me, a privilege. Because I realize that there's only really, at the end of the day, a small handful of people that really get to do this. And the fact that I'm one of them is, to me, it's just a really great honor. And I try to go out of my way every single week to show you guys as much physical media as possible. It doesn't matter whether it's literally the worst film of the bunch to the most popular film that's coming out these days. I want to show it all to you guys because I truly feel that physical media deserves that. It really does. It deserves to be given a voice. Every single title deserves to be given a chance, to be given an opinion, to be given its own voice, so that you guys know what's out there, that you guys can choose to either pick up or ignore certain titles, but I want to give you the whole wide spectrum. And I feel it's important to give you every single aspect of physical media for the week. I don't always succeed. I don't always pull it off. Sometimes I fail. And sometimes I fail hard. But that's okay. Because I know that at the end of the day, that, you know, it's not about how far you fall. It's about how you get back up. And certain times and certain weeks are more plentiful than others. And I've come to expect that physical media is never going to be what it was. But as long as I can still hold up that candle, as long as I can still hold up that mantle of physical media, of showing stuff off and giving you my great perspectives, then I still feel this is worth it. Because physical media will always be worth it. No matter the smallest title or the biggest title out there, everything is worth giving a voice to and showing off to you guys. Good, bad, ugly, flat out Walmart weird, hey, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying, guys? Hope you guys enjoyed this dive into more Walmart indie goodness. But that's not all. We got one more stop to go to. And let's hope the physical media train keeps on rolling. All right, everybody. We are at our fourth and final location. And when it comes to physical media hunting, you cannot forget to go to the Beast. Yes, indeed, we are at our last location of the day, and that is none other than the Beast. Best Buy. The Beast, baby. I am very curious as to what Best Buy is going to have, man. This has been a very plentiful week. Some very interesting media at pretty much most of the places that we've been to. So what will the final location have in store? Can we see more exclusives, 4K upgrades, Steelbook love? It is Best Buy. It's possible. This Best Buy isn't always the best, but they've actually been on the upswing. So could it improve yet again? How about we go in and find out? All right, guys, we are at Best Buy under the new release section, and it looks a little empty. Some editions that look like they sold, but there seems to be a few things worth checking out still. They do have the 4K Blu-ray digital of Animal House. Down, bound, 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 bound. Let me tell you about the Oh, I had to do it, guys. Oh my god, man. What a really great fucking movie, man. This is one of the best college comedies of all time, man. And that's saying a lot, because there's some really, really great college comedies out there, man. Now, they do have the regular edition, and they were supposed to have the Steelbook edition, but that honestly must have sold out, man. Kind of crazy to think that would sell out for Animal House, but it is a popular movie, so I kind of understand. Let me put it this way to you guys. This movie is one of the best comedies of all time. It truly is, man. It has some of the wildest sequences, some of the craziest, ridiculous characters, over-the-top sequences, some great raunchy jokes. I mean, this movie, to be fair, this movie cannot be made today. Truth be told, it really cannot be made today. There is no way in fucking hell that a movie like Animal House, the way it is now, could ever pass the muster of being released in today's society. No fucking way. You talk about people getting offended up the ass. Holy shit, man. People definitely would, but I think it would still be worth it, dude. I mean, I'm serious. The cast of characters in here is great. And Bluto, John Belushi is awesome. I love this. I mean, Tim Matheson is great. Everybody is so awesome here, man. I mean, Kevin Bacon, Karen Allen, Donald Sutherland, Stephen Furst as Flounder. Come on, dude. As Flounder, he's great. Oh my god, when he's in the fucking dean's office with the horse, and he fucking pulls the trigger, and the horse dies, and he's like, what the hell? Like, I don't understand. Like, and then they're like, we put blanks in it. Like, oh my god, it's so great, man. And I love all the jokes that John Belushi does in here, and I love how he goes up the ladder and sneaks on the chicks undressing, and oh my god, and what a tight ass prick that Kevin Bacon played. I love this, man. And we never give up. We never give up. Did we give up when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Germans? Just go with it. He's on a roll. Oh my god. That's so good. God, what a great fucking movie, man. Directed by John Landis. John Landis is brilliant as a comedy director, man. I mean, The Blues Brothers and Coming to America, American Werewolf in London. He's so awesome, and he knew the right sort of comedy to do with this, and it really promoted the National Lampoon brand and really made a name for John Belushi and a ton of actors in here as well. It's a movie that, at least to me, is still as funny as what it was when I watched it the very first time on VHS years and years ago, when my mother and father taped it on VHS, man, and I watched it when I was young, and man, it made an impression on me. And I thought this was what college was like. I was like, oh man, I can't wait for college if it's like Animal House. Damn, was I disappointed. But I'll always have Animal House, man. And this movie spawned so many great copycats, right? I mean, you know, the PCUs of the world and so many other movies, Private School, you name it. But Animal House is one of the originators, and god damn it, man, it's still one of the best. Dude, if you have never seen Animal House and the hilariousness that you are yet to explore, please watch this, man. It is so great. It's one of the best performances in a comedy movie by John Belushi. Everybody is just wild. I love the toga party. I just love these quirky characters, these quirky situations, and I love that they're on double secret probation. God, I always wanted to be on double secret probation. Maybe my girlfriend can put me on double secret probation. Please? Oh man. Oh, so good, dude. God. And some great special features as well. Not bad, man. God, what a blast from the fucking past. But so awesome, man. Animal House. It's a classic for a reason. And it's one of the best goddamn college comedies ever. They also have the 4K Blu-ray digital of The Sting for $22.99, and also that limited edition steelbook for $22.99 as well, man. I mean, shit, might as well just get the limited steelbook. Hell, nice. Look at that, man. I actually like both covers, but I don't know. This is kind of one of those times where I like both of the covers equally. You know what I'm saying? I think both are actually pretty cool. Oh, nice. Wow, man. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, and I watched this long time back, man. VHS days, long time back, man. But I really love this movie, man. Robert Redford, Paul Newman. A lot of people forget that Robert Shaw was in this movie too, man, and he's really great here also. I just really like this crime caper drama. You don't know who you can trust. There's double crosses constantly, but also the fun and the comedy of it as well. I think it's really well done. And talk about two actors that have immense charisma and screen presence. I mean, Robert Redford and Paul Newman, man, they're charismatic actors, and they have some of the best chemistry in this film, man. They really do. They are on fire in this film. I love it. You know, it has that really old school, like, it's in 1930s Chicago, but it has that old school, like, Bonnie and Clyde feel to it, and it's just a perfect movie, man. I really do enjoy this film. I haven't seen it in ages, but I remember loving the hell out of it. You have two classic actors in a really great caper drama. How can it not be great? I mean, seriously, I think any person who is a movie lover worth their weight in gold really has to watch movies like The Sting, because it's just old school classic cinema with old school classic actors that needs to be experienced, man. What a great steelbook, man. Look at that. Nice. And the regular 4K both have really great artwork, but, you know, you can get the steel. Why not get the steel, man? And I'm noticing that they don't even have Minari. Minari isn't even here, and neither is the Last Action Hero steelbook, which really sucks, man. Because I know Last Action Hero came out this week. That really blows. Damn it. Guess I'm not getting my dose of cheesy 90s Arnold Schwarzenegger goodness. Well, maybe next time. But they still have at least a few things worth showing off. I mean, maybe more? And then on the other side of the new release section, oh, we're seeing Raya, baby. Raya and the Last Dragon, the DVD only for $19.99. The Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99, the 4K Blu-ray digital for $29.99, and unfortunately, damn, this one went fast. Another steelbook gone here at Best Buy, man. That stinks, man. I have a feeling that they probably didn't get a lot of steelbooks in, so they probably went really fast, man. But it is a really good movie, so I can kind of see why, man. I got to admit to you guys that I really hope going forward, now that the pandemic is sort of loosening up a bit, I am hoping that maybe movies like Raya and the Last Dragon, sort of the unknown Disney movies, can kind of been given a little bit more of a chance now. I really do, because, you know, I talked to you guys about that $30 and that fee on Disney Plus, and I think it turned a lot of people off, and I think it kind of killed the idea of people really finding this movie and really giving it a fighting chance. But I really hope people do, because it's such a phenomenal movie, man. It really honestly is. We're in a really weird headspace now when it comes to newer movies now, because you have a platform like Disney Plus that needs content, right? It needs content to survive, to keep on bringing in new subscribers and keep them. But then again, movie theaters are opening up, and you don't want to lose that audience that wants to go to the movie theater. So what do? For Disney, sometimes you'll put them in the movie theaters, and other times you'll end up putting them straight on streaming. And it's really a gamble on Disney's end, because on one hand, I get it, but let's say they were to have held off on Raya and the Last Dragon. Let's say they were to have held off on the release and put it out sometime this year. I do think that the movie would have made a decent chunk of change. I think people would have found it in the cinema. I think word of mouth would have carried over. You wouldn't have had to pay $30 on a streaming service on top of your other fees in order to have watched it. And I think there's certain ones like Soul, which I think was a little bit easier to find because it wasn't the $30 fee, but still, I think going forward, Disney has a big dilemma on their hands. How are they going to handle their releases? And I think Raya and the Last Dragon is a really big missed opportunity, because to do that $30 price tag, you really cut the legs out from under this movie in a big bad way. You really honestly did. So for me, I look at this and I say this movie's fantastic, and I hope people find it. I really do, because it is so wonderful. Such a really great message for little girls. I think it's a movie that adults can really sink their teeth into. But again, it didn't get a big wide audience because of that feast. So did Disney eventually screw themselves over because of it? Maybe. But I'm kind of curious as to where Disney goes in the future with their releases and how they're going to manage it. I'm curious as to what you guys think about that. But a movie like Raya and the Last Dragon, I can't say that every new Disney movie is worth seeing, but this one is amazing, man. And I only wish that it was on the platform without that $30 fee, because I would have really taken advantage of it, and so would my girlfriend. And people will get a chance to watch it eventually on the platform sometime in June. But again, now that it's out on physical media, hopefully people will now give it a chance outside of the streaming service, and hopefully they find as good of a movie as I found. So amazing, man. So amazing. You do get here outtakes, featurettes, deleted scenes, fun facts, and more. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. In the movie, by the way, watching the movie, it would look stunning on 4K. It would look pretty good on Blu-ray as well, to be fair, but it would look stunning, man. Such an amazing movie that really makes it worth being a Disney lover. Of course, we had to see Tom and Jerry, didn't we? Oh, Jesus. Of course we did. How could I not avoid it? Tom and Jerry the movie, the Blu-ray digital for $22.99. And Best Buy didn't have an exclusive steelbook for this? If they did, it wouldn't sell out. I guarantee it, guys. Oh, man. Why? Why did Chloe Grace Moretz have to do this? Why did Michael Pena have to? Well, Ken Jeong's career is kind of in the shitter, so I get why he did it, but jeez. Oh, man. Look. Could this have been done better? Yes, it could have. Would it have been an effective movie? See, that's really the thing about it. Comedy is very subjective, and everybody likes different things. I'm not a big fan of the slapstick kind of comedy. I'm more of sort of the dry humor type of comedy, or the sort of over-the-top ridiculous sarcastic comedy that sometimes you get from something like Animal House, which is what I really like. The slapstick stuff I've only ever liked in a few films. Something like Young Frankenstein I've enjoyed, but that was tongue-in-cheek enough, and it was well directed and well acted that I sort of forgave some of the faults that it had slapstick wise, but it worked, right? Because under the watchful eye of Mel Brooks, it worked, okay? I don't know, man. I mean, that being said, I just think Tom and Jerry is not as good of comedy-wise as it used to be fair. I don't know, man. It's just kind of tough to me. I mean, was I clamoring for a Tom and Jerry movie? No. If I wanted to see anything, I would love to see a Hanna-Barbera live-action animation movie. I would love to see those characters interact with human actors and the sort of bonkers style that Hanna-Barbera has at times. I would love to see that. That would be something I would really love to see. But then again, they probably fuck it up. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, this movie is directed by Tim Story. Now, Tim Story... Look, I kind of like Tim Story. He's done some really good films in the past, but he's also done not so great films. Like he did those two Fantastic Four movies. Yeah, and they're not that great. Yeah, and he's done a lot of like just iffy action movies with too much CGI and slapstick comedy that feels out of place. I kind of feel like he was perfect for Tom and Jerry. I really do, man. I mean, if I had to say what was the worst film, this one or the Looney Tunes Back in Action, I would probably say this movie. I mean, at least Looney Tunes Back in Action has Steve Martin in it. It has Brendan Fraser. I can kind of go with that movie to a certain degree. But this one, it's just weird. You have all these animated animals walking around. Nobody ever blinks a fucking eye. Like, oh my god, there's no real dogs. There's just animated dogs, and we're all cool with it. Like, look, whatever happened to the real ones? Oh, well, fuck that. They're animated, right? Hey. Okay, sure. There's some weird stuff. I mean, the Instagram Indian weddings plotline, which seems to come out of fucking nowhere, and it has really nothing to do with the rest of the fucking movie. Some hijink shit that Chloe Grace Moretz and Michael Pena get to be a part of, so that they actually have an excuse to be part of the fucking movie, man. I mean, it's just an excuse to make a Tom and Jerry film, and I would have rather had them do a full-on animated movie than do a live-action one. I know they've done an animated one. I didn't see that, but I heard it was pretty decent. When you bring in the live-action element and try to mix it with the human actors, it just doesn't work, man. And I mean, it does. Space Jam is proof of that. Roger Rabbit is proof of it. But those are handled in a way that make it so ridiculous and over the top that the live action stuff works. They try to ground it, and I think it just fails. Mixing the ridiculous with the grounded just doesn't really pay off, man. I don't know. I just think this movie's garbage. You have actually got a lot of great special features, man, for like a crap movie. Kind of shocking, but whatever. Jeez. Tom and Jerry, well, they can't all be winners. Then I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray Steelbook of Lower Deck Season 1 for $29.99, and they do actually have a regular Blu-ray edition for $27.99 as well. I gotta admit, I like this Steelbook way better, guys. I'm serious. Like, this is kind of a cool cover, but look at that. That is classic Trek. That reminds me of, like, the Next Gen ship or something. That is cool. Like, come on. So much better, man. But I am really curious, man. I really am. I mean, for me, what I will say is that I'm a fan of the original series. I'm a fan of the Next Gen. I'm a fan of Deep Space Nine. Voyager, see, I'm not in love with Voyager. I think it gets better once 7 of 9 comes in there. I think it becomes a better show, especially when you ramp up the Borg storyline. I think it gets much better. Before that, kind of iffy. I was never really a fan of Enterprise. It was decent for what it was, but I don't know. I never really cared much for it. And then some of the newer stuff I want to dive into, but I've heard Discovery is kind of, it's not terrible, but it doesn't really feel like classic Trek. You know what I mean? It feels more like action Trek. It feels more like they're trying to just blow shit up for the sake of blowing shit up, which was never really Star Trek in the first place. I mean, you always had action, but something about that I think has turned a lot of the fans off. And I will say, watching Picard was an interesting experience. I did like Picard. I wasn't in love with it, but I would be very interested to see where it goes next with Picard. That could be cool. And seeing Patrick Stewart again, I mean, come on, as a fanboy, that's pretty cool. I mean, why not, man? I mean, Star Trek has always kind of reinvented itself in a lot of ways. I mean, if you look at a lot of the J.J. Abrams stuff, all of the sort of reboot stuff that he did, it really changed Star Trek into more of an action franchise than more of a philosophical one. I mean, you still get those really great questions about humanity, but not as much as you used to. But there's always an evolution with Star Trek, right? I mean, Next Generation is different from the original series. Deep Space Nine is different from Next Gen. Voyager is different from Deep Space, and so on and so forth. I'm kind of very curious what Gene Roddenberry would really think of Star Trek now compared to back in the day. Would he approve of where it has went, or would he sort of be ashamed to where it went down the rabbit hole? I am curious, man, but Trek has always been unique with the stories that it's been able to tell, and an animated Trek adventure series about the characters in the lower decks who don't get any love. Actually, that's not true, because I think there was actually a Next Generation episode called Lower Decks or something like that, where like it focused on the characters that you rarely ever saw, which was really cool, man. I kind of like that. I kind of like taking sort of a comedic sort of spin to the Star Trek franchise, and sometimes that's actually paid off. Like something with the Tribbles, like that's really cool. Like the stuff with the Tribbles and some of the Worf stuff and everything in some of the movies has been kind of funny, and Data's always had some good humor to it. So they've always had humor in it, but to take one and really spin it into an animated show, that could be very fascinating. And interesting special features, man. Full-length animatic, deleted animatic scenes, hiding in plain sight, face of the fleet. Not bad, actually. Very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it could be cool. I'm just very fascinated to know what you guys think about this, because again, like as an old school Trek lover, would I appreciate it, or is it more of like the newer Trek where as an old school fan I wouldn't really be into it? I'm very curious to what you guys think. Definitely let me know, man. But as far as like additions are concerned, I mean, really, this is the better one. I mean, come on, guys, that is so much better. That Steelbook Love is really, really awesome. Seriously, man, great. I would pick it up if it's worth it. You guys gotta let me know about that, man. They do have that 4K Fast and Furious 20th Anniversary Edition Steelbook Love here, finally. They do have that. And they do have the Blu-ray digital for Justice Society World War II and the 4K as well. They actually did have an exclusive for this with one of the figures, but a guy like literally took it, and I was like, oh fuck, man, he took that edition. But hey, it happens, man. But it actually looked really cool. It actually had a little mini figure of the Flash, which looked kind of cool. But you know, Best Buy always does those kind of cool little exclusives for a lot of these DC stuff. So if you're a fan of it, well, if it's not snatched already, for $33.99, might be worth picking up. Just saying, guys. Not bad physical media so far. I mean, some stuff that's out, but hey, this is Best Buy. Sometimes you gotta get here before it's gone. But how about we see what else they got? And then over in the backside of Best Buy, actually some releases over here worth checking out too. Not bad, actually. And the first thing I'm seeing is they got the Blu-ray digital of Snake Eyes for $12.99. This is awesome that it's here, man. This is great. I actually know, and I don't know whether you guys do or not, that Paramount is starting to release a ton of their movies on Blu-ray. Some that have been re-releases, other ones that are just hitting Blu-ray for the first time. Great. It's actually really cool that Paramount is actually releasing as much of their catalog on Blu-ray as they are, especially for fans that maybe might have missed out on it the first time or only had it on DVD. It's nice to sort of grab it and not have to pay insane prices on eBay. It's actually really cool, man. And Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage is awesome. Believe everything except your eyes. I love it. Oh man, what a great Nicolas Cage special, man. Basically, this movie is about this detective played by Nicolas Cage, and he's kind of shady, you know. He's making backdoor deals, betting on stuff. You know, he's not exactly the most angelic of cops that you've ever seen in your life. And there's this ringside event that's going on, and this government official gets shot down, and suddenly all these people are now suspects. There's these mysterious people, you don't know what's going on with them, and is there ulterior motives to it? Is this all a smokescreen for something else? Who can you really trust? Fantastic movie, man. I love this movie. This is another one of those Nicolas Cage movies that nobody really ever talks about, man. I mean, they talk about all of the other really great Nicolas Cage movies out there, and they're all great. They deserve to be talked about, but so does Snake Eyes, man. It's so great. He's in this. Carla Gugino, Gary Sinise. Gary Sinise is awesome in this, man. And so many other. It's a really great sort of mystery action thriller. It's just so well done, man. And also directed by Brian De Palma. And he does great, and especially there's this opening sequence in the film that is all done in like one take, and it's brilliant, man. This is one of those really great ones. Nicolas Cage was on a roll in this point in his career, man. He was doing stuff like Face Off and Snake Eyes, and he was just doing one great role after another, man. And Snake Eyes is one of those, dude. Really great thriller. You don't know what's going on until the very end, when you're like, oh shit. It's so good, man. I cannot believe this is here. If you guys have never seen Snake Eyes, dude, you gotta. And for $12.99, that is a hell of a deal, especially for a little Nicolas Cage love. Well, can it really be an out and about without some Bruce Willis straight to Blu-ray and DVD love? No, it can't. The Blu-ray digital of Cosmic Sin for $12.99. Oh, baby. Good Lord. So, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime. And I got to admit to you guys, I was not looking forward to watching this. Oh, I'm not going to lie, man. I mean, it's Bruce Willis. And Bruce Willis is not a bad actor back in the day, but he's gotten really terrible, man. I mean, Bruce Willis nowadays really doesn't give a shit. And I'm honest, man. That guy, man, he basically just goes into a movie for a paycheck. I mean, he ain't doing it for the acting, put it that way. And I was like, oh, okay. God, what the hell is going to be up with this turkey? But then again, it has Frank Grillo in it. And I love Frank Grillo. So I'm like, fuck, man. I'm of two different minds of this. Damn it. And I like sci-fi, so I'm like, maybe. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I said, what the fuck? So I'll give it a chance. Basically, it's about Earth, and they've colonized planets, right? They've learned how to go, deep into space and colonize planets. And they've always thought that they were alone in the world. And eventually they make first contact with an alien race. And this alien race doesn't appear to be friendly. And so basically they employ Bruce Willis, Frank Grillo, and a bunch of soldiers to take down the threat and eliminate them before the aliens eliminate them. Okay, so we're off and running, man, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. Is this movie an all-out turkey? It's kind of half and half, okay? I actually kind of like this movie. I know you guys are going to rip me a new asshole. Oh my god, you are going to split me in two, damn it. I actually kind of did like this movie. I know I'm such a glutton for punishment, but I did kind of like it, man. I mean, I'm not going to lie here. Bruce Willis is kind of terrible in this thing. I mean, he's not really acting. He's just Bruce Willis saying lines and just, pretending to maybe squint and kind of look badass. Sure, whatever. But then again, it kind of fits the role that he's playing, though. So it kind of works. And I got to admit, Frank Grillo is really good in this. I mean, he's badass. He does the action really well. He's definitely picking up the slack for where Bruce Willis doesn't actually do his job well. And he does a great job at it, man. And I think a lot of the actors really do a pretty decent job in a very low-budget sci-fi thriller that's trying to be exciting and kind of pulls it off. I mean, the alien design is kind of okay. I like the mech suit technology. I like the sort of sci-fi guns and the sci-fi worlds and everything. Like, something about that, yeah, it's kind of cheesy and low budget, but I kind of appreciate that, if that makes any sense. I did, man. I mean, the aliens kind of turn out to be almost... It's almost like they're kind of copying John Carpenter's The Thing, because they sort of get inside your body and they sort of control you in a lot of ways. Or it's like either that, or it's like the black oil from like the X-Files or some shit. Like, it's kind of weird. It kind of stealing from a lot of different elements here. Like, they're kind of stealing from Stargate, they're kind of stealing from The Thing, they're kind of stealing from the X-Files, and, you know, kind of stealing from Star Trek and Star Wars, and pretty much anything that they can steal from, they will steal from. And that's Cosmic Sin in a nutshell. But even though it's kind of cheesy, even though it's kind of low budget, even though Bruce Willis right now can't act his way out of a wet paper basket, there's something about the movie that I absolutely really enjoy. And I don't know, I just like the cheesy sci-fi elements to it. You gotta remember, guys, that I'm an old school fan of TV shows like Stargate SG-1 or Stargate Atlantis that never really had the biggest budgets in the world, but something about them had a certain amount of charm and bravado that I really appreciated, and Cosmic Sin has that. It really does. I mean, I really appreciate squinting, no acting Bruce Willis. I really do, man. I mean, like I said, he just sits there and like, yeah, I know, you need my help. And I'm like, and I can only imagine the director saying, Bruce, we need a little more emotion from you. And Bruce Willis looks over and like gives him the like craziest death stare, and he's like, oh well, no, that was the great. I mean, the emotion that was coming out of you, man, it was like Morgan Freeman. It was amazing. Yeah, right. Oh man, this movie, you know, for all its faults and its ridiculousness and its cheesiness, and the aliens are not all that effective. For aliens that are supposed to be badass, they're using like sticks and shit against like these badass guns. Like, they're not exactly the most formidable threat on the Lifetime. But with all that being said, damn it, I enjoyed this thing. Truth be told, I went into this thing thinking it was going to be an absolute dog shit turkey of a film, and I was pleasantly surprised that I kind of enjoyed it. Oh no. You guys are gonna kill me so much, but you can't fault a guy that loves a cheesy sci-fi flick. Even when it's got a shitty performance from Bruce Willis, it's still kind of delivered. I know. I'm such the glutton for punishment. Then I'm seeing the Blu-ray of The Father for $21.99. Now, I gotta talk about Anthony Hopkins, man. I really do, because he just gives such a powerhouse performance that it had to be seen, man. And it's actually interesting because he is the oldest Oscar winner to ever win. He honestly is, man. And at 83 years old, the man has still got it, dude. I mean, it's kind of interesting because we all know him as Hannibal Lecter, right? I mean, when he came on the scene with Silence of the Lambs, that was epic, man. I mean, he created a Hannibal that was operatic, terrifying, but yet somehow you kind of wanted to sit down and have dinner with him, even though it would be you he's having for dinner. I mean, he was great, man. But I mean, there's so many roles that he's done outside of Hannibal that is equally as good. I mean, whether it was the Elephant Man, or Magic, which is really great. The Edge, remember that one with him and Alec Baldwin where they're battling a bear? That is great, man. That one, Howard's End, Remains of the Day. Hell, he was even Tom Cruise's boss in Mission Impossible 2, man. You remember that? He was cool, man. Come on. He was awesome. And he's done a lot of really other great stuff. Amistad and so many really fantastic and wonderful performances that he's done. And he's such a great constant actor. He really is, man. He's one of those actors that really elevates the material, whether it's in Bram Stoker's Dracula when he plays Van Helsing and like bringing a gravitas to what could have been a really cheesy role, and he really delivered on that in a big bad way, man. Or even going back to play Hannibal in Hannibal, which I think is a really great one, and then coming back in Red Dragon, because Red Dragon is a prequel in a lot of ways to Silence of the Lambs. So he's going back many, many, many years later and almost reinventing Hannibal before he ever met Clarice Starling. And for an older Anthony Hopkins, that's a tall order, but he made it work. I mean, that's how good of an actor he truly is, man. I mean, he's a 2-time Oscar winner. He won for Silence of the Lambs and for The Father. He's absolutely amazing as an actor. And he continues to prove time and time again that it doesn't matter about your age. You can still deliver great performances. It's not about an ageism thing. It's about how can you deliver as an actor, make something convincing for the silver screen, for people to enjoy. And he really, really does, man. I really appreciate him. And I 100% think that he deserved that Oscar. 110%, man. And I gotta tell you guys something. You know, I watch a lot of horror movies. I watch the Freddys and the Jasons and the Michaels and a lot of horror stuff and horrific sequences and people getting torn apart. But that is not what scares me. What scares me is this movie. The fact that I could eventually lose my wits and lose my memories and lose my mind. And the fact that I don't know even who I am or where I am. That scares the shit out of me. That is the most scariest thing in my life. Is the fact of dementia or Alzheimer's and seeing it tear myself and the people that I love apart. That's the scariest thing to me. And so I was watching this thing and I was terrified for this character about the fact that he once had it all. He once had his memories. He once had a loving life where he could sit back and remember even the smallest detail. And now he can't even do that. Life hits you so fast. And before you know it, it's gone in a blink of an eye. And all we have is our memories. And if we can't keep those, then who are we? And The Father really hit me in a big bad way, guys. It is such an emotional movie. It's such a powerhouse film. And Anthony Hopkins is absolutely amazing in it. He's such an amazing actor. He's delivered in so many movies. And he delivers yet again in The Father. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to talk about the first Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise for $12.99. Dun 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 dun. Oh baby, Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, the Blu-ray digital, the 25th anniversary edition. Damn, I'm old. Holy shit. I believe this movie came out in 96, didn't it? Damn. It's newly remastered and includes a collectible car decal. Wouldn't that be cool to put on your car, man? I'm part of the IMF. I work with Tom Cruise. Awesome, man. Oh my god, man. Mission motherfucking Impossible, man. What a great, great goddamn movie this is, man. I really love the first Mission Impossible movie. It is great. It really is. I mean, if you look back on it, it's actually a pretty simple movie compared to some of the other Mission Impossibles that have come down the pike since. But there's something about the first adventure with Ethan Hunt and, you know, how, you know, he's wearing the different masks and doing the different missions, and it was just a cool reinvention at the time, wasn't it? Because there was the Mission Impossible show, And that was good for what it was at the time, but to reinvent it for modern times, you needed a modern sensibility, you needed, a certain amount of James Bond style espionage and action to it, and you needed the right actor to come in to really fill in that role of a leading man that could carry a franchise. And Tom Cruise was perfect for it. He was absolutely fantastic, man. He had the right gravitas, he had the right action sensibilities, and I gotta tell you, man, Tom Cruise owns this franchise. I mean, it really is true. There was one time, I think, where he was, gonna walk away from the Mission Impossible films and sort of hand the reins over to Jeremy Renner, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he was supposed to do that, and Jeremy Renner was supposed to be obviously the next big sort of, take over the franchise guy, and Tom Cruise was like, fuck that. I'll just continue. I'm having too much fun, damn it. And why not, man? He is absolutely perfect as Ethan Hunt. He really is, man. And I just love his commitment to the stunts and to the action and to telling just a great kick-ass story with a lot of surprises and mystery and intrigue. I give him a lot of credit with this franchise. It truly is, to me, one of the best action franchises of all time. Truly, man. And the first film was just explosive, on the edge of your seat, tense moments. I love that moment where he's in the computer room and he's trying to like get the information. I believe he's trying to get the knock list, and like he can't like get on the floor because it's gonna set off the alarm, and he's like sweating profusely and the sweat can't even get on the floor. And like there's a really great moment where his partner, who's like having him, like he's trying to hoister him up, there's like a rat and he's trying to like get rid of the rat, and it's so fucking hilarious, man. It's so on the edge of your seat, like, oh my god, don't fucking drop him, it's Tom Cruise. He's the money, don't do it. Like I love it, man. It's so great. I love the twists and turns in here. He's fantastic in here. Jon Voight is really great in this film as well. It was a really great starter to a franchise that has continued to this day, man, has endured a lot of rough waters, a lot of speculation, and it continues to be one of the top tier action franchises still going to this day, man. And Tom Cruise, there's a reason why he gets paid the money he does, guys, because he goes out of his way to really prove that he's worth the money, and the stunts that he's done on this franchise has been insane. Mission Impossible really is one of the best action franchises of all time. Truth. Honest to God truth. And he is one of the best action stars. And Mission Impossible franchise has proved this. And the first Mission Impossible, go back and watch it. Simple compared to the rest of the franchise, but I think it's honestly still a really solid entry. I don't know if it ages as well compared to the other films, but as far as like a reinvention of the Mission Impossible TV show into a franchise, Mission Impossible was fantastic. And a lot of people forget that Emilio Estevez was in this movie. He played one of the computer guys that eventually got killed, which sucks. I would have loved to have seen him continue on with the franchise, but you know who did continue? Motherfucking Ving Rhames. Oh, I love it. Dude, like, Ving Rhames got into the perfect franchise. Like, Ving Rhames comes in and fucking, like, does some stuff over, like, the computer or the walkie-talkie shit and a little bit of action, and then he gets out and he gets a cool paycheck, man. Like, he picked a great franchise to be a part of, dude. So awesome. This is great. And the first movie is still pretty spectacular to this day. If you've never dived into the Mission Impossible franchise, the first Mission Impossible is definitely a mission that's worth diving into. And then I'm seeing this Shudder original Hunted for $12.99. Ooh, I'm liking this cover. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Ooh, I like that. Very ominous, very creepy. Me likey so far, not gonna lie. Oh, scream for your life. Eve decides to let loose at a local nightclub after work one evening. There, she meets a seemingly charming man who invites her back to his place. God, one creepy fucker has to ruin it for everybody, don't he? Damn it. But Eve quickly realizes she's being abducted, knock her over the head, shoves her into the trunk of his car. Oh, well, she's a random fucking wild boar. Man, she's lucky. Giving Eve the chance to escape. Flee the big bad whoop before it's too late. Nice. Look at that, dude. Cool. Almost like a slasher abduction take on Red Riding Hood. Maybe? I don't know. It kind of has that kind of flavor of like almost like a fairy tale Red Riding Hood meets like a crazy psycho hunting down a chick movie, which technically in some ways is kind of the Red Riding Hood story anyways, right? Big bad wolf wants to eat the chick, and I mean, you know, it kind of is if you really think about it, so makes sense. Interesting. This could be really good, man. It could be really, really violent, really in your face creepiness and cool jump scares. It has the potential. It really does. On the other hand, we are talking about Shudder here, and Shudder at times is not always perfect. They don't always have the best track record, to be honest with you. I mean, random acts of violence, okay. Not great, but just okay. However, the Mortuary Collection, that is amazing. So, I don't know, man. And Scare Me? Yeah, Scare Me's a piece of shit. So, Shudder's kind of a mixed bag, to be honest, but there's something about sometimes giving a chance to lesser known horror films that I like to do. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of popular horror films, but there's a lot of gems that are unknown. They're just waiting to be found. And Hunted seems like a very interesting one, man. It really does. And there's always been some interesting sort of Red Riding Hood tales that have come out over the years. There was that one that came out with Amanda Seyfried, which, well, yeah, okay, it wasn't great, but I guess it did the trick for Red Riding Hood tales. But this kind of looks like an interesting take on Red Riding Hood with a psychopath who abducts chicks. Okay, however, he might have messed with the wrong Red Riding Hood. Maybe. Just saying. It could be worth it. But maybe not. It is Shudder, but a cool little unknown horror flick still might be worth diving into. Just maybe. Illustrations by director Vincent. So there's illustrations of like what he was about to do with the movie or something. Interesting special feature. I don't know. Could be cool. Interesting addition. Hunted. Might be actually worth hunting down. Get it? That, and actually I wanted to show off that 25th anniversary here. It has a lot of really great features, man. A lot of fantastic stuff for Mission Impossible. I mean, you haven't owned it yet. Not bad, honestly. Have that and a whole bunch of other really great media to show off this week. Actually, not bad. Oh, and I actually see something else worth showing off to you guys. And I haven't seen this in store in a long time. Look at this. The 4K Ultra HD edition of A Quiet Place. Dude, the Steelbook. I have never seen this since I picked this edition up years ago. This thing has been out of print for the longest time. Goes for big money on eBay. And I just randomly found a copy here, man, for like $19.99. That's a fucking steal. Holy shit. Dude. If you get a chance at your Best Buy to find this is awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to the sequel, but the original movie is the fucking tits, man. God, that is cool to find that, dude. I just randomly saw that. That's awesome. Wow, some interesting stuff this week for sure. Not half bad. Of course, they still don't have Donnie Darko, but one of these days, one of these goddamn days, I tell you. All right, not bad. Could be better, but I'll take it. Let's head out. Not bad here this week at Best Buy. Not amazing, but not terrible either. See, here's the thing, guys, is that this is the only Best Buy in my area now. And so it's one of those things where I don't think this store is getting a lot of physical media. I think they're getting better. I think the warehouse is giving them more than they did before, but I think they're only getting a limited amount of steelbooks, a limited amount of editions, and once they're gone, they're gone. And so you either have to get here really early or you have to end up like ordering the stuff online and hoping that they have it in store. Good luck on that one, guys. I mean, but that being said, Best Buy can still deliver when possible. I mean, seeing some of those 4K editions are really cool. Some interesting exclusives that I got to see here. And some titles that we had not seen yet. So, yeah, even on a big release week, yeah, some stores don't always deliver. But that being said, look, we still found some really interesting stuff we're checking out at the Beast. So, yeah, am I a little disappointed? Possibly, but that being said, Best Buy is slowly but surely getting better, guys. Slowly but surely. It takes time. They're not usually the most plentiful store of all time, especially when it comes to physical media nowadays, but I think they are getting better. I mean, as you can see, I think the physical media section is getting a little bit more filled. If you can see it, not bad. It is getting a little bit more filled, and I even noticed over here, guys, which I'm actually kind of shocked by, another edition of a movie that was out of print, is actually the Steelbook of Jumanji for $22.99. I thought this thing was out of print, and actually it kind of was. And now there's a couple editions here. So they are getting in some Steelbook love, they are getting in some more editions. It's just taking a little bit of time. But when it comes to some of the limited edition Steelbook love and a lot of those other editions, well, it is a feeding frenzy, that's for damn sure. So, hey, I'll take what I can get. You know what I'm saying, guys? But with that being said, before I head out, I actually have to pick up a couple of pre-orders that I got. Pre-orders? Yes, I did. I ordered a little bit of Steelbook love. Let's just say I'm happy I did, guys. But you guys will not get to find out until the end of the video when I'll show off all of that movie goodness that I picked up. So, with that being said, let me go and pick up those pre-orders. That physical media is waiting for me, and it don't need to wait any longer. Let's go home and finish the video. Alright, everybody, that'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And wow, that was a lot of media to check out this week. It really was. Now, yes, we didn't see everything. To be fair, there was certain Steelbook exclusives that we weren't able to check out at the stores. But I gotta admit, for the most part, we saw some pretty good media. And actually, at all of the stores this week, for the most part, we saw something that we didn't see at the other stores. And I always love that, man. It's always cool to check out some interesting releases at one place and then going to another place and seeing something totally unique and different from the other store. I really love that. We don't always get that, but when we do, I truly appreciate that. And man, this week was a heavy hitting week for physical media, man. Just another one that really hits you in the wallet, man, in a big bad way. Hopefully you guys survived this week. If you picked up something good, worth anything checking out, definitely let me know, guys. As far as I'm concerned, wow, I have a lot to show off. So let's dive in. I'm going to sort of go all over the place here, but boy, I got a lot of media to show you guys. So the first thing I want to show off is actually something I picked up at Best Buy this week, and that is none other than Snake Eyes. Oh, dude, I had to pick up Snake Eyes. I really did. And if I'm not mistaken, I almost believe this is the first time that it's come on Blu-ray separately. I think it might have been in like a double feature with another movie, but I think this has like the only time it's now been officially on Blu-ray separately, its own release. And I love this movie, man. I really do. I haven't seen it in a long, long time, but I remember really loving it. It's always great to have more Nicolas Cage in the collection, more Brian De Palma. And this is just a really great, underrated Nicolas Cage film that not many people talk about. I was actually really shocked to see it at Best Buy. I honestly didn't think that we were going to see it. Like a lot of those Paramount movies that have been put on Blu-ray, you haven't really seen many of them in the stores. Very few. So I thought, well, gee, Snake Eyes is just going to be another one that you got to order on Amazon or something. But wow, can we please have more of these ones in the stores? Because hell, I'll buy them. So very, very happy camper, man, on that. Checking that one out. If you've never checked out Nicolas Cage and Snake Eyes, please do it. So good. So fantastically good. Well worth your time, guys. Then the next title that I ended up picking up, and I got through Second Sight Films, and that is Raw. Look at this, man. Look at this. Now, Second Sight did give me the pre-production disc that I did review for you guys a while back. However, I wanted the artwork, I wanted the cover, the cool little like prints in here as well, the booklet. I wanted all that stuff, guys. I just like the extra stuff. Yeah, the disc is kind of cool to have, but you know, you want the extra material, man. I'm just that type of guy. I love the artwork. I love this, just looking at the special features and the booklets, and there's something about having all of that that makes owning physical media even more important and even more special. And so I really love this movie, man. I think this is a really fantastic, like, horror thriller drama that I just had to have in the collection. Now, I could have bought the Scream Factory release, to be fair. However, I really didn't want that. I wanted the Second Sight release with all the bells and whistles included, and the hard case as well. This is fantastic, and the same artwork on the inside as well. But so good, and such a really wild movie that I had to have in the collection. So finally got Raw. Very, very happy to finally pick that up, man. And the next title that I got, actually along with Raw in my mail from Second Sight, is Extra. Yes. You know what, man? This is one that's been one of those gap releases that I've been wanting for a while, and I've always put it off. There's other movies to get, there's other editions to grab. I don't have the money, and this time around I said, you know what, I'm just gonna dive in and pick it up. And why not, man? I do have Extra 3. That is one cheesy as hell film, and they tell me that Extra 3 really has nothing to do with the first Extra, but I've always really been fascinated to check out this movie, and I've heard some really, really great things. That this movie is one weird, fucked up sci-fi experience, but one that you have to check out. And so I'm gonna dive into this one, man. Some great special features, cool artwork. I'm ready to dive into some weird alien, bizarre sci-fi-ness. Why not? Guys, I have some weird stuff in the collection. Why not more of it? Just makes sense, man. So I picked up Extra. Very nice indeed. The next thing I ended up picking up is actually one that I got through Amazon, and it's actually one that I found at the Dollar Tree on DVD a long time back. However, when I could get this edition on Blu-ray, that's what I was wanting to get, and that is none other than Punchline. Oh, look at that, man. Tom Hanks, Sally Field. So great to finally have this in the collection on Blu-ray. When I found the DVD at the Dollar Tree, I actually kept it. I put it in with the DVD collection, but I always said, God, if I could ever get the Blu-ray, I would love to have it. And I didn't even really know that Mill Creek had put this out, but I had gotten an alert on my phone from Amazon about the Punchline Blu-ray, and I was looking it up for a really great price. So I figured, why not, man? I love this movie. What a really great, underrated Tom Hanks movie where he plays this sort of stand-up comedian, and Sally Field is kind of nervous, but she wants to do what he does, and it's sort of this sort of rivalry competition that they have. It's really, really well done, and I really love it. And just to have this on Blu-ray is awesome. So I'm so glad to have a Punchline finally in the collection on Blu-ray. Not half bad, man. So I picked up that. I also, by the way, ended up grabbing from eBay, actually. And that is none other than the Victors. Yeah. So, I was realizing that this movie was going out of print from Scream Factory. And I wanted to order it from Orbit DVD, and they sold out of it. Diabolic didn't have any more copies. Neither did Amazon. And I figured, oh my god, before the price skyrockets to insane amounts, let me go and check on eBay. And I got it for a really solid price, very reasonable. And so I decided, man, I'm going to pick this up. Now, actually, weirdly enough, this movie was originally a special feature on the Sundown Blu-ray that Scream Factory had done. And eventually the demand was so big that they ended up putting it out as a separate Blu-ray release, and I'm really glad they did. This is a really nice sort of small town terror movie where this new couple moves into this place and basically they're just being terrorized by the locals. Really, really solid movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time. And it's another one that I've wanted to pick up, and I was just putting it off, and eventually the damn thing was going out of print, and so, I had to pull the trigger. So I did, and I'm damn glad that I pulled it, man, because some out of print Blu-ray love, and for a good price, before it goes skyrocketing on eBay, I can't really beat it, guys. And the next title that I picked up, guys, is a release from Eureka Entertainment that I got through Orbit DVD, and that is none other than Monkey Shines. Look at this, baby. Look at this with this really great artwork with the monkey with the knife, and then on the reverse side, just a regular monkey with the symbols. But so cool, man. I really love this, man. And I've always liked Monkey Shines. I've always really wanted to get it. I've really enjoyed the movie. And for some reason, the Scream Factory edition passed me by. I don't know. I was busy with a lot of other movies and other things, and I never really thought to get it. And it completely went through. And I was looking to maybe get that edition, and it's out of print everywhere. It goes for big money now. And so I was like thinking, geez, maybe I might not ever get Monkey Shines in the collection, until they actually had this edition from Eureka Entertainment with the slipcover as well. Hey, I'll take it, man. I really love this. Basically, this guy who is in this wheelchair that can't move, and his friend ends up saying, you know what can help you is this monkey. It can grab you all the things you want and help you out with your daily life. However, this monkey has been treated with like brains and everything, like injected with people's brains in its body, and now it's sort of all evil and everything, and it's manipulating the guy and attacking people. It's really cool. It's not one of George Romero's best, to be sure, but as far as like George Romero goodness is concerned, I had to get in the collection, guys. So a little Monkey Shines love never hurt nobody. That's for damn sure. Very, very happy to get this edition. The next title that I picked up is actually a Blu-ray edition of this very interesting movie that I had never heard of before, and that is Cruel World. Now, I picked this movie up through eBay, but I actually found out about it when I was recently doing some movie hunting at some thrift stores and some pawn shops. I went to this Pawn King store, and I was looking at some of the movies, and not much was really standing out except for this film. I was looking at sort of the spine, and I noticed the title Cruel World, and I thought I had knew what this movie was, but I didn't. I didn't know what this movie was, and I thought, oh, I thought it was something that I knew, but no. And then I was looking, I'm like, wait a minute, like Edward Furlong, Jamie Presley, what is this exactly? And diving into this thing, it's interesting because Edward Furlong plays this guy that gets dumped on reality TV by this girl. He basically goes on this vengeance trip, creates his own reality TV show where basically other contestants go and basically they get killed in horrifying ways. It sounds interesting to me. I've never heard of it before, but I'm like, wow, a movie with Edward Furlong that I know nothing about. So I got it on eBay brand new for $10. I would have gotten it at the pawn shop, but the disc was really badly scratched. And so I wasn't going to do it, but I still wanted to check the movie out. So $10 on eBay, I'll take it. I don't know whether the movie's good or bad yet, but I'm going to give it a whirl, dude. I mean, an interesting unknown horror flick with Edward Furlong, and also released by Echo Bridge. Very unique, very interesting. I'm very curious to dive into this one. I really honestly am. Edward Furlong creating a reality TV show death game. Something about that sounds oddly satisfying. Really, it does. I'm very interested to dive into this one, guys. Then, as you guys saw before, I ended up getting these two awesome Blu-rays in the mail at the post office. I believe, actually, I know for sure now that I was really remembering it, one of my subscribers, Tommy, was sending me this, and I am actually really, really happy that he sent me this. I want to thank him so much. I don't know whether he sent me Firstborn or not, but either way, the fact that you guys go out of your way to send me stuff in the post office is really cool. Like I said, I don't expect it, but it's a really nice surprise, and the P.O. Box is as much for you guys as it is for me. You guys have always been asking me about this. Hey, by the way, we want to send some cool stuff your way. Is it possible that you can do something about this? And I did, and you guys have been really great, responsive, sending me some cool editions of movies that I've never even heard of. It's awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough. So Tommy, I appreciate the physical media love. I really honestly do, man. Thank you so much, truly. So those ones I got. And over at Best Buy yet again, guys, I picked up the Blu-ray digital edition of, don't hate me, Cosmic Sin. I know what you guys are thinking. I can feel it in the video. You guys are thinking, wait a minute, you seriously picked up Cosmic Sin? Like you picked up this piece of trash? I did. Okay, I like the movie. I think it's cheesy. I think it's ridiculous. I think Bruce Willis is, I mean, a flaming bag of poo can act better than Bruce Willis these days. But that being said, I really like the sci-fi aspects to it. I like, the sci-fi worlds and the mech suits and the cheesiness of it. And it just, I don't know, sci-fi B-movie cheese doesn't always float my boat, but there's certain times when I watch something and it really intrigues me, and the action is cool, and the characters are sort of quirky and unique enough to make me care, and Cosmic Sin is one of them. I know, it's terrible. I get it, guys, but come on. You can't tell me that you guys don't have some really terrible movies in your collection that you know are terrible, but yet you still love them. Cosmic Sin is just going to be one of those in the collection for me. It's just going to be. I still have fun with it. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Sorry, guys. So I got that. I also ended up getting a Blu-ray edition from Shout Select, and that is none other than Wildcats. Oh, yes. I picked up Wildcats, baby. I wanted this movie so much. You guys have no idea how much I love this movie. This goes back to the VHS days. My mother and father taped this movie on VHS. I saw this movie in the VHS days, and I fell in love with this movie. I fell in love with the quirky characters, the football team, Goldie Hawn. And you guys forget that this movie has Woody Harrelson and Wesley motherfucking Snipes in it. Yes, early roles for those two guys, and look where they are now. Well, Wesley Snipes is doing really terrible movies to get out of tax debt, but Woody Harrelson, hey, come on, man. I mean, he's still pulling it off. So it's a really great, funny sports comedy. It's really fun, and I think it's hilarious. And I was never ever expecting a Blu-ray edition to come out of this movie, but damn was I surprised in like the best way possible when Shout Select announced this. And I just knew I had to pick this thing up, man. Wow, I cannot wait to revisit Wildcats. It is going to be fun as hell, man. I mean, Goldie Hawn is just awesome anyways, but having her like coach this ragtag, high school football team, and the idea that they're slackers, and it's just all the complications and the hilarity that sort of ensue. It's so good. I love it so much. This is one that was definitely on the bucket list. That one crossed off the list now. And I think that does it for the pickups, guys. I mean, I don't see if there's anything else, right? Wait a minute. Almost forgot. I had some pre-orders that I got from Best Buy, didn't I? Yeah, I did say that. Some Steelbook love? Yes, indeed, guys. Some major Steelbook love. And the first is the limited edition 4K Blu-ray digital Steelbook. Animal House. Bam, 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 bam. Let me tell you about the Steelbook love. The fact that I pre-ordered. I knew that it was gonna sell out, but I decided to still pre-order and get Animal House Steelbook love. Oh my god, man, yes! Yes, I did. I've actually had this pre-ordered for quite a while, guys. You know what? Look, man, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, some of these steelbooks out there, they go fast, man. I'm not even lying, man. Some of these ones literally go at the drop of a hat, man. And I thought, God, if I didn't order this, I was really gonna be kicking myself in the teeth. So I mean, if I found it in the store, that would be great, but something tells me I wasn't gonna find it, and I was pretty much right. Man, I'm so glad I pre-ordered the thing. Let's open this thing up, man, because I definitely want to open this thing up big time. I really honestly do. Oh, man. This is gonna be cool. I cannot wait, man. You have no idea. Like, I am such a big fan of movies like Animal House. It's just something that I grew up with and I love, and it really is just so awesome to me to have this, man. I've had like the VHS editions, I've had the DVD editions, and I finally upgraded to 4K with this title. I figure, well, why the hell not, man? I mean, hey, it's Animal House. Come on, man. So, oh, look at that. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Oh, God, that's sweet. I love the sort of the portrait of them at the house, man. Look at that. That's so cool. Oh, man, look at that. Cool. Oh, dude. And then on the inside, oh, that's awesome. It's got pictures of like, yeah, of the Animal House crew, like certain scenes. That's awesome. Look at that. That's so cool. Oh, I'm gonna love having this, man, in the collection, man. To me, Animal House is like an essential to have in the collection. If you are a lover of comedy and don't have Animal House in the collection, then I don't know, man, because Animal House is one of those classic comedies that to me is is sort of quintessential to have. And I don't care whether you have the DVD, whether you have the Blu-ray, whether you have the VHS copy. The fact that you have the Animal House in your collection instantly makes you like that much cooler, man. And oh, now having the Steelbook love, oh baby, nice, love it so much, man. Animal House, so good, man. It's a movie that I adore. It's a movie that I love. I know that it definitely cannot be made today, but I'm okay with that. As long as I get to watch it, as long as I have it in my collection, it's all good with me, brother. Some Steelbook Animal House love. So, what is the second Steelbook that I picked up? It could have been a lot of things, but you know, if you really had to get some Steelbook love this week, and if you're a big fan of Schwarzenegger, wouldn't it make sense to pick up The Last Action Hero? Oh, baby, look at this thing. Look at this. That's so cool. Oh my god, man. Let me tell you something, okay? I really do like Last Action Hero. I know it's on the lesser spectrum of Schwarzenegger films if we're being real here, right? But there's something about this alternate reality of this cop and sort of the cheesy one-liners and the ridiculous over-the-top action and almost like Schwarzenegger is almost like spoofing himself that I kind of really appreciated, man. I haven't revisited this movie in years, to be fair. It's been a long ass fucking time, but I had to, man. I'm gonna open this sucker up because I can't wait. Oh my god, I want to check this thing out. Wow. Oh, this is gonna be cool, dude. I was surprised they even announced this thing on 4K. I mean, like I'm thinking Last Action Hero 4K, really? But yeah, they did, man. Oh my god, look at this. Whoa. Oh, look at that. Bam! Look at that, dude. That's so cool. Oh my god, look at that. That is sweet. On the backside. Awesome. Look at that. So cool. Woo! Oh man. Oh, and look at explosions and everything in the background of. Oh, that's so cool. Oh man, dude, I love this movie. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? I believe. I believe Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Jack Slater. I believe his name is in this movie. God, it's been so long. I think he's Jack Slater. And he's so great in this, man. And I just love the kid going into the movie and how he's such a big fan and he's experiencing this all and it's all real and happening around him. Like, as a kid, there's something about your imagination that you just love and that it takes you places. And I always watched movies thinking to myself, oh my God, what if I could be in the movies and experience them with these great, cool characters and everything? And this just satisfied me, man. It satisfied an itch and an urge, and I just love it. I think this is great, and I love Tom Noonan as the bad guy in this movie. He is fucking awesome. Charles Dance as one of the bad guys is great as well. So great, and I love the alternate reality stuff. There's this great moment in the movie when he's when we're in Jack Slater's world and they go to a video store and there's a poster of Terminator 2 that has Stallone as the Terminator. And I always thought that was like the coolest thing. I was like, holy shit, like, what alternate reality is it that you have a fucking Stallone playing the Terminator? Like, I want to live in that world, and I want that fucking standee. I'm like, my God, if I could get my hands on that weird alternate reality standee, that would be the tits, man. That would be so cool. I just love this quirky little action movie directed by John McTiernan. It's one of those really odd Schwarzenegger gems. I can't really explain it, man. I mean, it's not top tier Schwarzenegger, and I think a lot of people put it on the lower end because they just think it's too cheesy and that he sort of makes fun of himself, and they don't really like the movie within a movie aspect to it. But I don't know, something about that really got me, and damn, I love this movie. God, I can't wait to revisit this thing. And on 4K, it's never been in the collection, but it will be now. Oh, baby. Last Action Hero, brother. Oh, look at that. That's great artwork, by the way. That's fucking kick ass, dude. Damn, man. That is amazing. Look at all the pickups that I got for this week, man. Holy shit. This week was plentiful. That's for damn sure, man. But that's not all, because I also got a package in the mail from Shout Factory, baby. Yes, from Shout Factory indeed. Now, this package also had Wildcats in it, and I showed you Wildcats, but the other two titles I'm gonna be saving. It's two horror films, and it's two unique, rather unknown horror films that I've never really heard of before. But I was looking them up online, and I was looking at the trailers, and I'm like, wow, they really look very unique and interesting. And as a horror movie lover, I'm always searching for things that I've never seen before, that I've never heard of, things that intrigue me, and sometimes Shout Factory, Scream Factory put out some really unique movies that are very fascinating from an era that has so many great horror films, and there's certain ones that get drowned out that never really find their audience, and these are ones that seem like perfect candidates for movies that should have had a wider audience but didn't. I can't wait to check these ones out, man. This will be really cool. But you guys will not get to find out exactly what I picked up until my Blu-ray pickles video, which will drop sometime down the line. It will show off all of the titles that I picked up for the month of May. Some really great collector's editions, limited editions, retro titles, out of print love, some unknown entities, and much more. It'll be a good one, I swear, guys. Not bad indeed, guys. Very, very cool, man. And also, just so you guys know, I finally put out my Blu-ray pickup video for December of 2020. It's out, man. I finally got that thing out after all the crazy trying to do it like live streaming and trying to film it multiple times. It's finally out there for you guys. I got so many really wonderful pickups for the end of 2020, so definitely check that video out. And John and I also put out our Godzilla vs. Kong review. We dive into all of the epic Titan goodness. It should be really, really great, man. We had a fun time talking about the movie, and I think you'll enjoy that review. So if you're into some pickup love and some movie review love, there's a couple videos on the channel worth diving into. And before I let you guys go, I wanted to talk about something. Not about an article or a movie topic, anything like that. Do you guys realize that this is my 200th video for doing the out and abouts? Holy shit. Wow, 200 times that I've done these videos. That's crazy. Man, that's nuts. I gotta say something about it, because this journey has been wild, man. This has been a wild journey for me. And, you know, I remember when I was thinking about doing these videos, right? I was thinking about doing them, and I was asking friends, and I was asking my friend John, and he said to me, he said, yeah, don't do it. He was adamant for me not to do this. And I understand why he said that, because he was trying to protect me. He was like, look, you're going to be in these stores with other customers and employees, and I just don't want anything being said to you and just you getting in trouble with anybody. And I completely understand it and I get it. And yet I still wanted to do it. I still wanted to try it because I had seen other YouTubers do it, and I always thought to myself, I said, maybe I could do it. Maybe not. I don't know. I just thought if I don't try, then I'll never know. And so I remember doing that very first out and about, and as you see it in the video, I'm going to Target, and I go in, and I film, what's there, and I am just, my heart is like just pumping a mile a minute, man. It is going crazy, and I'm just like, oh my god, like somebody's gonna say something to me, and like nobody did. I'm like, okay, and then I went into Walmart, and I'm filming inside Walmart, and my heart is just going, man. It's just pumping, and I go in and I film, and nobody says anything. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. And then I go to Best Buy. And this is a Best Buy that I went to that was closer to where I was at the time. And in the video, I'm like, hey, I'm going in the Best Buy, and then the next cut is I'm going back in my car, because when I went in, I thought, oh hey, I'm gonna go and do this, and at the other stores, the physical media isn't so close to the front. There's not many employees, but this one, like the new releases are like right there, and the guy is right there with the monitors, and I'm like, well, I want to say I'm doing this to be nice. And so I go up to this guy, big burly dude, and I said, hey, I'm a YouTuber, is it okay if I film the physical media? And this guy, deep voice, is like, you can't film in Walmart. You're not allowed to film it in Walmart. It's forbidden to film. And he's doing that, and I just was like, geez, well, got a simple no would have sufficed. So I just go back into the car. I'm like, okay, well, that's it for the video. Like, I can't go into Best Buy. And so next week, I ended up going into the Best Buy at the mall that I had been going to for a long time in the videos. And I remember going in there, and my heart was just pumping again, a mile a minute, man. And I got through it, and no one said anything. And it's it's just sort of wild to do these videos and the experiences that I've done with them. The thing about it, guys, and I'm gonna be real with you. In real life, I mean, truth be told, I'm I'm a pretty shy guy, man. I'm not the most outgoing person in the world. I never really ever have been. And if you were to have told me 5 years ago, 10 to 5 years ago, if you were to have said to me, you know what, Seth, you're going to be doing YouTube videos where you go into these stores, into the public, where people are going to be looking at you, and, you know, uh, people are going to think you're strange talking to yourself, to the camera, and that you're gonna brave your fears of, getting embarrassed, and you're gonna take a gamble, and this is gonna pay off. I would have called you fucking crazy. I would have called you nuts. Okay, I would have said you are off your fucking rocker, man. Take your goddamn meds. Like, I would have never imagined that in a million years. And yet here we are, 200 videos into my out and about experience, and it has been wild. The physical media that I've seen, the experiences that I've dealt with at the stores, man, I've I've been through such a wild ride in these 200 videos that I can't believe that I've even accomplished this. I mean, I really can't, man. This is nuts. You know, I'm not perfect. And that's just the honest truth, guys. I'm not perfect, and I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I have made a lot of mistakes. And, the thing about it is that I did this because I admired other YouTubers that did it. And I always said to myself that why not I try it? Why not I see if I can have the guts and to see if I can prove to myself that I can do this. You know, there's a lot of things in my life that I've done that I'm not proud of. And there's a lot of things that I've screwed up on in my life. And this channel is one of the only things I've ever done in my life that I'm really proud of and that I really care about. And to see you guys go out of your way to watch these videos, to see you guys really care, man, that means a lot to me. Man, that truly does. It's just wild to me. You know, yes, I get the complaints of like, oh, it's too long of a video, or oh my God, 3 hours or 2 hours. You're insane. Who's ever gonna watch that? And you guys have proven all of the haters wrong. And I never cared whether I had, you know, 2,500 subscribers, whether I had 90,000, whether I had 10 subscribers. I never cared about that. What I cared about was the fact that people were entertained by my videos, they were informed by them, and that maybe it took them away a little bit from their lives. The difficulties of life, the difficulties of the daily struggles of living and work and stress of everything. And if it could take you guys away from that for a little bit, then that's what mattered to me the most. And that's why I do it, because I'm just a little guy. Guys, at the end of the day, I'm just a little guy. I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not even the biggest physical media YouTuber out there. There's a lot of people that are far more popular than me, far more bigger, that have way more subscribers, way more views, and I get it. Could I get more subscribers with shorter videos? Yes, I could. Could I, could I do more with the videos, go to more places? Yeah, sure, I could. I could do so many things. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. But at the end of the day, these videos, yes, they're for you guys, but at the end of the day, they're also for me too. Because you have no idea how tough it is every single time I do these videos to go out of my comfort zone to do these videos. You would think after 200 videos I would be comfortable going in the stores and talking. It's never easy. I know people are looking at me. I am so nervous. I'm a ball of nerves. My heart is pumping a mile a minute, and I am just literally losing my mind thinking, oh my God, I'm going to screw up, and oh my God, this is going to be so terrible, and the anxiety, and you have no idea how much pressure I feel week in and week out to do these. It's never easy. But I do it to prove something to myself more than just to show you guys, to prove that I can overcome my fears, that the little guy can overcome the haters. And there's something about that I really do appreciate. I really honestly do, man. And I'll do 200 more of these if you guys are willing to watch 200 more videos of me showing off physical media, man. I mean, this is wild, dude. I never thought I'd get here, but I got here because of perseverance. I got here from the support of you guys, and if anything, that means the world to me. It means that I've accomplished something in my life that I can be immensely proud of, and for that I really appreciate it. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. 200, man. Man, what a wild ride, and hopefully 200 more to go. We'll see. You never know, guys. But wow, this has been a wild ride, man. Worth exploring. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos I do, movie reviews with my friends, movie hunting like Dollar Tree movie hunts. Definitely check those out. Live streams, Blu-ray pickup videos, and much more. If you're a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my really great subscribers. You guys are absolutely awesome. The support, watching the videos, the great feedback, comments. You guys give me the love, and hopefully I give the love right back to you. So thank you so much. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do on social media as well. Film Fan 108 on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Definitely catch me up on those ones. And if you guys want to send any movie related goodness to the channel, any posters, stickers, magnets, physical media, you can. The address is down below for the P.O. Box. Definitely do that. Everything is appreciated. Not expected, but appreciated. So look forward to what you guys send next. And I will see you back next time for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody, and happy hunting.